He gets the first 2 kills with the M4. He doesn't even run out of bullets. He still has 6 left, but elects to go for the knife kill. That's an extra bit of economy gifted into his bank account. And that is absolutely wonderful. Round 25 goes the way of Mad Lions, purely on the back of the Polish superstar.
Oh, what an incredible play. I'm still a bit flustered by that one, but that is the action we live for, man. Now, Mad Lions, they are back into this lead. A small lead, but regardless, that's a big confidence booster. That is the point where your entire team is just hyping up. And that could very well be the last bit of confidence that Mad Lions need. But fuzi, he's trying to take it away. Right off the bat, Borup gets taken down by the big green. They have to rotate TMB over to see if they can contest this mid control yet again. But the side of Young Ninjas have already left. A main slowly being taken over by LNC and fuzi here. Mad Lions, they realize this, that there could be a potential threat and rotate over towards this A bomb site. Plus already being sent over. And the lurk of CTR now has to sell the fact that they could be going B as well, but instead opts not to go for it. Rotates around, they want to use this man advantage not to create confusion. Instead, they're just gonna take the side like it's nothing but JL. He's trying to put a stop to this. 2 to his name already. Looking for BQ's position, definitely confirmed, but JL gets smoked off. Mihu also confirmed the molly, trying to keep him at bay. BQ just has peekaboo, jumps straight into his face, but JL still left alive. Good for third. TMB has to win the 1v1 here. CTR's position known. The spray down of TMB not hitting its mark just yet.
Happening?
I don't even know, but CTR switches to the pistol, wins out on that one. And Young Ninjas, they tie the score yet again.
What a strange round we have just seen come out. And it will go the way of this Swedish side. This game, it is absolutely relentless. Neither side wants to fall down. And we're seeing on the replay here, just what even, like the A defense, it came in and then it didn't come in. JL, he tried his best. He got, what an absolute, wait, that shot on fuzi was tasty towards the M. No one else could find the form he was finding. However, there is still a gun round. JL has the big green. The 4 other A1Ss will support him. The A bomb site will be executed upon, and there's no one directly in there to stop. JL is going to try bring through the smoke. Good for a leg actually onto BQ, but will just fall away. Bomb's going to get planted, and it's going to be an absolute bloodbath retake. It was a 5v5, now it's a 5v4 in favor of Mad Lions. BQ has lost his life, but there is no kit on the board whatsoever. Mad Lions, they're going to have to pick up the pace if they want to win this.
They definitely have, but look at the HP on the side of the Youngis. Oh, what is that, fuzi? Come alive. JL showing that he can do just that as well. fuzi misses the shot. Now JL trying to contest him, but both the hoppers miss. Instead, LNC, he's going to clean this one up. TMB pushed out, trying to do what he can. And now it's left JL and CTR in the 1v1, but no time left. No defuse kit. Means that JL, he will just have to back off. Young Ninjas, regardless of what just happened, they still get the round. Because Mad Lions didn't have a defuse kit nor the time left to secure the round and get the defuse in.
What
still?
These rounds, what is happening? What is happening? These are absolutely crazy. And if you think we're a bit of a crazy tournament organizer, or if you think we're a really good tournament organizer, there's a survey down below, and it actually means quite a lot, because we're constantly looking for feedback from our audience, because in the end, you guys are the reason why we do this. So we're interesting, a community survey with awesome prizes. You can click down below, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a stat track org, some shadow daggers, which I think if anyone knows me, I'm a big fan of shadow daggers, so I'd really want to be picking this up, and a Navajo knife, which honestly, I'm also a big fan of it. Like, I really like these more niche knives, and everyone always gives me stick for it. But if you're also a fan of them like me, you can head over and click on that survey, fill it out, and you're in for a chance to win. However, round 28 is going to be played out now. Young Ninjas, they've got the round advantage, and it feels like the first, forever they've had this. However, they are not successful yet, because Mad Lions, they've bought back into this round. JL with the orb is going to find some early damage onto Rolf, and that nade could finish him off, which it does. Kobe, and it is going to give Young Ninjas the man advantage. Mad Lions the man advantage with 1 minute left on the clock.
This is the point where Young Ninjas, they really have to start forcing the issue, but there is so much utility still left on the side of Mad Lions to try and stop this, but there is BQ, Visual and Borum overstepping their mark. GL doesn't even hit the shot as well. It's all fallen apart. BQ already on the triple K, and he is not done yet. He is still alive in this one, and he is definitely hungry for more. Buzz slowly rotating over to join his teammate to try and do what they can to salvage this. But Young Ninjas, they're looking to get onto match point right here, right now. Oh, and Fuzzy makes it that much harder for TMB. This is done and dusted for this round. You would like to think so, unless TMB can make miracles happen, but he cannot. Young Ninjas, match point. This is not what we expected at all after the dominant start from Mad Lions. But Young Ninjas, they managed to pull it back. And not only pull it back, pull it ahead onto match point.
Super, super nice. And I mean, you were talking quite a lot of grief for Young Ninjas. You were going like, oh, why did they pick this map? You know, not why they picked this map, but like this veto is really not looking good for them. You're saying how Ancient will be a done and dusted pick for Mad Lions, and Inferno could be the case. However, I think it could be somewhat of the flip side. As Young Ninjas, they're looking to claim the map of this dangerous side. They've already got that first kill, make it 2. There has been a trade in towards middle, but it might be a little bit too little too late, as the A bomb site has been completely relinquished. Borup will get smoked up, but the flash is absolutely perfect. He gets flashed through and he gets 2 kills, a team kill, and as a team kill's going left, right, and center, JL tearing the head off his teammate, and it's just BQ left alone in this 1v2. 24-23 is at a very consistent map. Can he now win this for his team? Can he knock out Mad Lions in this first map and push them onto Inferno with the advantage? He spots up the player in towards Cave, but it will not be the case, and JL, he lets them live another day. The Pinnacle odds dead even. Pretty much exactly the same. And oh my god, Aor, what are we seeing right now? That was 2 team kills in 1 round.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos going over there, but in the end, I think Mad Lions are more than happy with that one. Look at this. The flash setup for Borup, beautiful. Gets 2 to his name, JL. I mean, okay, dude. Just kill Borup after he saved your entire team from losing Ancient. Why not? And look at this view. He is not done yet. He really wants to bring this one into overtime. A really nice lead for Mad Lions in the first couple of seconds already. That nade confirming BQ's position actually. But the spray through the smoke is good enough to give him a chance to take out TMB. Now that even again on the board. Mad Lions, the pressure on them is enormous to bring this into overtime on their own map pick. They've looked so dominant at the start of this map, especially at the start of their CT side, but Young Ninjas figured them out. Now Mad Lions, they'll have to hang on to this one if they want to have a chance of bringing this first map, their own map pick, home in this best of 3 series.
I mean, this round could still go either way, especially with this lean towards the B bomb sites. Young Ninjas, they have a lot of time to work with, and I think ZTR, he could be the X factor right now. He's coming in towards middle. The AWP is scoped on him for now, but I feel like especially when the execute comes in, he's going to reposition and maybe not have such of a he's really scoped down into the area. So especially if LNZ gets goes onto the bomb site, he's going to move around.
Sorry to cut you off here, but look at the time. 20 seconds left. That's a beautiful pickup from CTR. Now Young Ninjas, they have the side control. They need to get that bomb down, but Miu is trying to prevent that from happening. Borup is there as well, but CTR has already been able to get himself into the back of the side. Bomb has gone down, but the spray through wood from Borup confirms Rolf. Now left in a 2v2, it's all up to Buzz and Borup to try and keep the Mad Lions into this map. CTR and LNC will have to do anything in their power to prevent that from happening, and LNC actually finds one. Buzz, good for the retrade. Now left in a 1v1, but HP not in his favor, and there it is. LNC brings the Young Ninjas into a map victory on the Mad Lions, their map pick. 1-0 is the scoreline for the Young Ninjas.
That is absolutely phenomenal, Them. You can see on the cameras as well. Not much emotions. You do sense this from the Nordic players. They're very just stone cold. A little bit of laughs going left, right, and center, but it is going to be the map pick of Mad Lions being dropped. The Swedish side will pick up map 1, and let's see if they can continue this success onto map 2.
Withdrawing with AstraPay is really simple. Go to your favorite site and choose AstraPay as withdrawal method. Then type the amount that you want to withdraw, type your mobile number, and click on the Confirm button. Now, enter your wallet with your usual credentials and your money is available in your wallet now. Decide if you want to extract money or buy on your favorite sites. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We saw the first map, which was the map pick of Mad Lions, actually falling the way of Young Ninjas, and we have been plunged into Inferno, where me and AR, we have differing opinions of how this may go, but I want to ask you, sir, after seeing map 1, are you in favor of the Young Ninjas now?
I mean, Young Ninjas, they've definitely created a bit of an upset on Ancient, and they definitely have the momentum going their way. Plus, you'd like to think that the team is more confident on their own map pick. Do I still think it is the best map pick for Young Ninjas against a lineup like Mad Lions? No. Do they have a chance? They definitely do, and that damage from Mad Lions coming out from the utility and the USPs is insane. It's all falling apart. This BQ has been able to pick up the frags though, but look at that nade from Borup. It's coming up huge, and BQ and CTR, they're forced into this awkward position where they're stuck with almost no HP and a bomb that still has to go down. Smoke towards Coffins, come out. BQ, he will try and stick the plant, but Borup, he can't just run out, trying to spray through the smoke instead, unable to connect the shots, but there it finally is. BQ has gone down, it's only CTR left, but oh, this is a bit of an awkward situation, isn't it?
That was a lot of missed shots. That was a really awkward foul on the CT, but it will be Borup with 4 kills and not a bad pistol round to kick off Mad Lions start on map 2. They had the momentum the whole of Ancient, it felt like, right up until the end, where Young Ninjas just snatched it from the jaws of defeat, it felt like. And very impressive from that young team, and honestly, I had high expectations of them going on to Inferno. They've had some very impressive results recently, especially in the relog scene, taking teams down like Ugentium, who I think are on like a bit of a high right now. Ugentium, they made top 8 over at the Winter Series 3. They made playoffs. They beat Mouse NXT in the first round. Like, that's a really impressive feat in my opinion. So for them to not even make it through group stages and to be knocked out by Young Ninjas, especially on Inferno, in my opinion, that's quite a big upset. So I have a lot of high hopes coming into this second map for the Young Ninjas side. Let's see if Mad Lions can quell that though.
I mean, you'd like to think as well, right? There's a lot of experience on the side of Young Ninjas, a great organization with a lot of tools available to them, but they still have to make it work themselves onto the map. Miu trying to do what he can to stop this push. Buzz together on the elevate position from balcony, raining hell from above onto the Young Ninjas. It's all fallen apart quite quickly, so as Borup joins the fray, when it's only CTR left. He's just gonna try his luck with the Deagle, see if he can amount to any damage whatsoever. Buzz should go down here, but I mean, that's about all you realistically can get unless CTR activates God mode. Oh, okay, well, there you go, CTR.
Yeah, I mean, if he is playing with his MSI gear, then going God mode is not necessarily too hard if you do want to pick up some badass and kick-ass peripherals alongside loads of hardware, MSI is the place to go. You can click on the banner below our screen. Big shout out to one of our amazing partners, because right now we wouldn't be able to host tournaments like this without them. There is currently no activation promotion code or sign-up code. However, definitely still go over and check them out.
Definitely worth every buck. And Mad Lions, they're worth every buck as well right now. 2-0 ahead. A nice economy building that can be done here with the MP9 on TMB as well. Working towards that. Oh, but he has to fend off the attack here of the Young Ninja.
Oh, Bora.
Okay, well, there's a cleanup of Bora.
He's got 9 kills in 3 rounds. What more could you want? That is absolutely astronomical. And you can also see on the bottom of our screen, something that's equally astronomical is AstraPay. They're a online payment provider, and you can use them pretty much anywhere as well. Over 1,000 websites accept them. You can use them in your local currency, and they're very easy to deposit and withdraw. Very secure, and they, alongside MSI, are the reasons why we're able to host tournaments like this.
For sure, and a tournament it definitely has been so far. The upset from Young Ninjas on Ancient, and now Mad Lions on Inferno, getting a nice 3-0 solid lead. Young Ninjas now finally on the full buy, and you can immediately see that they're slowly starting things off. Slowing down the tempo a bit, playing a bit more careful, trying to find this opening, trying to find the weak spot of Mad Lions that they can exploit here. But so far, Mad Lions, they're not really giving them a lot of ground. Now, this banana control has been given up. Young Ninjas will slowly move into this, get this upper banana control, get the split that they could potentially execute onto this. Smokes are there. Plenty of smokes are there. So definitely an option that they could resort to if they'd like to.
They are just going to be finding some presence here, and I really like this from Young Ninjas. Look what they've done. They've taken top Brackens, they've taken top Banana. They have so much room to work with, and this is worst case scenario if you're the Danish side of Mad Lions. You have pretty much minimal map control, and you're just trying to anchor these bomb sites with not a huge amount of utility. This Molotov from Mihu is going to be imperative. He's going to drop it just before it comes in. The smoke will extinguish it. And Young Ninjas, they're bounding onto this bomb site. Me, we're only good for 1. The trade's going back and forth, but they will be in favor of Young Ninjas. They have the pure manpower, and they will just bully Mad Lions out of this bomb site, leaving just TMB and Borup alone. And they will be going for the save, trying to hold these rivals onto the next round. And that is Young Ninjas picking up a first on Inferno.
Yeah, not a lot for TMB and Borup to do at this point anymore. Young Ninjas, they did let the time go quite low. And if the shots of Buzz and Michu on site and from balcony connected a little bit better, they potentially did have the lineups to completely stop that push from happening. So definitely not the safest or the best execution potential here for the Young Ninjas. Could have gone either way, but unfortunate as it could be for the Mad Lions, the shots just didn't connect in the way they wanted them to, meaning that Young Ninjas secured their first round of Inferno and also are starting to build quite a nice economy for themselves. Look at this, Fusi, he can just drop over to BQ. The AWP is there as well. And they now have so much utility to work with that they can finally really start setting up properly against the Mad Lions defense here.
However, the AWP is out for JL. He didn't find it. I don't even know if he got a kill last round. So maybe he could try and change the tides this round. But the utility is quite scarce for Mad Lions, especially with them forcing this banana control. They're relinquishing a lot of it early on, but it's actually proving successful. They found a first kill finally. I was just waiting for that to come in. And they've done so much damage onto LNZ. Young Ninjas, they've been forced out of banana. They try to contend it, but very half-assed. So it is going to be them just diverting towards this A bomb site, where there still is 3 players here though. Mihu alongside JL is going to be peppering down. Young Ninjas are falling like flies. And it's just Fuzi and the low HP player of LNZ left alone, and just make it LNZ. He's got the big green in his hand, and I don't see him getting too much done here, Ayor.
Now LNC is in a bit of a rough spot here. He still has 50 seconds to sit out if you want to bring this up into the next round. And there's also a JL right in front of him. Oh, the timing could have been a bit better, but Buzz is there to spot him out. The AWP taken away from LNC as well. Should have enough to rebuy. Potential glass cannon AWP. Definitely a potential if they want to force into this. But Mad Lions, they give a round away. They take it back. They shut it all down.
Yeah, it's very
They're
nice
not
from them.
ready. Yeah, no, definitely a really nice played out round from them. And they're definitely not ready to give any leeway or any room to Young Ninjas to assert themselves on their T side.
However, they could be doing some damage this round, but oh, JL, what a nice shot. I barely even saw LNZ with the X-ray on, let alone with no X-ray. Very nicely done from JL. And Mad Lions, they want to get themselves a 5th, and it seems like a different team. Well, I mean, this is actually very reminiscent of what we saw on Ancient at the very beginning. They had that, not early lead, but they were definitely playing very well on the T side, and especially when we go on the CT side, it was very dominant in their favor. However, that's actually quite a huge kill. Mihu going down for with no trade potential. It's put a gun into the hands of Fuzi. We saw him with the Hero AK once on Ancient going phenomenal. Can he do it again? Buzz and JL could get overwhelmed, but it looks like it will not be the case. BQ and Fuzi left alone. It still is the Hero AK, but now it is just none. The Tech 9, very nice running shot onto Borup. He has upgraded to a rifle, but with 45 seconds and literally one single point of HP, the bomb down in pit, I think it could be all she wrote for BQ and Young Ninjas in round 6.
You think? I think we can agree to this.
But potentially. Yeah, that's going to be that done and dusted. And Mad Lions put themselves onto a 5th, but Young Ninjas, they have the guns out now, and this is the round where it's all to play for.
Young Ninjas, they're now in a position where they can full buy again after that eco-less round. They have to try and start break down the side of Mad Lions. They have to slowly start dismantling their setups and get some rounds to their name, because if Mad Lions are allowed to accelerate this lead even further, then it's going to look really grim for the side of the Young Ninjas.
Yeah, but the B it's the dance of the B utility yet again, and very nicely timed nades from, I think it was Borup over there. Yeah, he just forced them out a little bit. TMB playing with fire, trying to jump up above that smoke to gain some info. The only info he's going to be gaining is the bullet to the head from LNZ, and that's the man advantage swinging the way of Young Ninjas in round 7. I said this round was all to play for, and Young Ninjas, they are coming swinging. 4-round deficit. They're definitely looking to get something going on their T side now. This would be a perfect round to do so, because the money of Mad Lions isn't solidified yet. We see players like GL doing all right and TMB. However, it's not definitive yet, and it's still going to be broken very easily.
I mean, there's still only 45 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of utility left for the Mad Lions to work around this one. But the rotations, the stack onto the side is completely wrong. Buzz trying to do what he can to hold on, gets two to his name, slows down Young Ninjas for the rotates to come through. And the bomb still hasn't gone down, meaning that Mad Lions, they can actually get to the side in time. That's a beautiful shot from JL as well. Fousey paying with it for his life. Now, as the bomb's finally gone down, LNC gets stacked up even once more. The flank from CTR is sufficient though. Borup going down. Michu now finally spotting out and trying to retrade. But the timer, it's still going down and down. JL misses the shot. A really nice try. Has the whereabouts of LNC, the whereabouts of CTR known as well as me, who is trying to flank it. But LNC is one step ahead of them. JL fallen down. Now left in a 1v1 is Mihu. Time ticking down. He can just stay hidden for as long as he can. Has to buy the time.
Wait. He doesn't have time, but he moved away. That's not going to cost him, I don't think so. I think he will still get the bomb defused. Yeah, he will. Very close. LNZ tried his best, but it will be all Mihu to collect that 1v2. And he grants his team a 6 and still keeps them in this. And I definitely can imagine him using those MSI monitors because you can see at the screen below was like 360 hertz right now. I'm barely even like it's absolutely. Do you have a 360 hertz monitor? Because you were saying you have an MSI. I'm still stuck on my 144. I could definitely do it with this 160, the 360. And if you do want to get one of your own, you can head over to our partners over at MSI and it play like the pros. But it will be Mihu yet again. Like he's definitely playing on some sort of MSI peripherals right now.
Mad Lions, they're definitely asserting their dominance right here on Inferno. 6-1 the scoreline right now. Young Ninjas definitely struggling to dismantle the setup. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from TMB coming through. EQ's already fallen as well, and Mad Lions, they're looking to set up for their 7th already. Ooh, Rolf gets spotted as well.
It's just so perfect from them. Like they're playing so well.
Mad Lions are playing very controlled. They're not afraid to play aggressive. They're not afraid to just hang bit a little bit after they found their openings and put Young Ninjas in a position where they are just forced to make a play, where they are just forced at a disadvantage to push into the roster of Mad Lions. And every time they do so, it feels like Mad Lions are entirely ready for whatever's coming their way. Fuzi has been able to get a constellation kill, spots out JL, gets a second one to his name.
I mean, it's all just kind of exit frags this time. Fuzi is trying to survive with his AK. It's had a pretty quiet... I mean, everyone on Young Ninjas had a pretty quiet map. No one seems to have sustained much themselves. But he is going to be saving this AK because he has slipped the net. Mihu has just gone, like, ring around the rosies pretty much. They might come head on in towards T-Spawn. Fuzi is going to spot him out, but missed shot does alert him of his positioning. However, with literally 2 seconds left in the round, he will survive with the AK. However, 6-round deficits. Young Ninjas, they still do have the man advantage, the map advantage, but it would be such a true best of 3 to lose both your lose your map picks and the opponents win their map, the other team's map picks, wouldn't it?
I mean, it almost feels like a trend that we've seen a lot lately. Especially in the tier 2 scene where teams tend to lose their own map pick, but win the opponent's map pick and then bring it to a decider. Not too sure where that's coming from, but it feels like it's slowly becoming a trend. And so is the nade damage coming out from Mad Lions every time and time again when the Young Ninjas try and force this banana play. There's the nades coming out, dealing so much damage, just softening them up.
No, that's actually a really nice opening into this round. Fuzi gets the kill onto Buzz. That is the stand-in for SDY being dropped. This B aggression could catch BQ off guard. If you look at this right now, both Mihu and Borab have just aggressed in. And it's going to be these Tech-9s howling them down. However, that Molotov separates these two teams, a lot of these players, and it will give Mihu that first kill. However, beautiful flash will just neutralize the threat of Borab. And with 45 seconds left on the board, the rotation of TMB has encircled himself towards this B bomb site, but Mihu, with only 34 HP, is going to get tested. He's going to find the first kill, instant headshot on a low HP player, but it does not matter in the grand scheme of things because the bomb will go down. TMB is the only player that's remotely close to 6 HP. JL does flash him over, and TMB, he's just trying to scope for a kill. There are 2 low HP players still in action. He's going to find the head of the... Oh, he doesn't even find a single one. He, at the very last minute, moves his crosshair. Doesn't know which one to shoot. Just gets a little bit flustered. And it will be Young Ninjas. And of course, they win the round. They had no right in winning.
I mean, that's exactly what happened on Ancient as well, right? Fuzi with the hero AK. That is exactly the round that Young Ninjas managed to take and slowly start swinging the momentum on Ancient. And... well, here on Inferno, they just proved that they can do it consistently, I guess, which is not something you should be allowed to do. Mad Lions maybe a little bit too overconfident into this one as well. Felt like Borab and Buzz just overextending a little bit onto Banana. Just putting themselves in a position where they can
Very
definitely
nice,
get punished.
Yeah, I mean, that play is one of those things where it's like, if it goes well, it's like, oh, unbelievable aggression, really nice from Mad Lions. And then if it goes badly, we get a scenario like this, where it's like, oh, they shouldn't have aggressed. So it's kind of the duality of it. Sometimes if it works, you get praised for it. If it doesn't go wrong, you get booed down for it. However, Mad Lions, now this is a very nice bit of aggression. The flash actually doesn't land on the mark. They still do find the kill. And it's the missed utility a little bit for Young Ninjas. Still do quite a bit of damage with Borup. Oh, sneaky little Beaky through that smoke is going to find some damage onto LNZ. This nade as well could do quite a bit. Oh, LNZ on 8 HP just survived to tell the tale. However, they're grouping up towards this B bomb site now. JL, he's looking above the smoke. I think he somewhat expects this boost, and he's read him like a Harry Potter novel. ZTR is going to lose his life, and it is just Young Ninjas falling like flies one by one. And it's the very same thing. Mad Lions, they lose a round, but they don't lose more than one in a row. They're looking to claim this back down. 30 seconds left on the board. Mihu's nade, if it's timed perfectly, could either grant him a kill or quite a significant amount of damage. The Molotov alongside the nade is going to halt them even more. Young Ninjas, they can't do anything. And this is such a nice play from Mad Lions. The rotations are coming in. Look at this. TMB's already behind them. And this B bomb site, it doesn't even need the rotations because they're handing strong. And Mihu at the back of the bomb site, he gets 3 kills and he shuts them down.
And, I mean, Young Ninjas, they struggled so much to find any opening whatsoever after Borup's done such an insane job of picking up Fuzi on mid, then dealing a lot of spray damage onto LNC and BQ as well. At that point, it's just easy pickings. Miu here with the 3k as well, just cleaning house on the side. Young Ninjas, they're scattered across. At that moment, full panic is just setting in, right? Because you only have 10 seconds left on the clock the moment you hit the site. You know that you need to clear it. You can't just commit to a plant with 3 people left on the side. Oh, I look at this from Bus as well. Just pushes apartments aggressively. 3 to his name already.
Beautiful.
CTR tried to clean him up, but unable to do so. Still, they have lost Mihu and TMB in the process. That's at least some damage done for the Young Ninjas, but the ever-old question remains, will it be enough? And can Borup fend off this hold as well? The information is found. Molotov coming out to keep them at bay. But he gets smoked off. He has to rotate back onto the side. The information is conveyed to his team. Though as rotations come in, Borup is taking out of the equation. It's a 2v2 and the bomb will be planted.
Oh, they're planning for them. And Jail, he denies it. LNC plunges as 1v2. Isn't going to find any success. And Mad Lions, yet again, denying anything. And the odds, I think if they upped, I think they're about to update, I assume they might actually float back in their way. This Danish side with 7 rounds advantage. And the odds are dead even right now. If you want to go place a bet on this game and any other game in the tournament, you can head over to our partner over at Pinnacle. Click on the banner below, but make sure you bet in a fun and safe environment when you can afford, and make sure you are over 18.
I'm not too sure about the plant position of Young Ninjas on that B-bomb
Yeah,
site
bit
as
rushed,
well.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, okay, you're pressed for time, but you definitely did have the 2 seconds to walk to coffins. The smoke on CT was still there, so use that protection, that safety to plant, because Church is left completely open. Sure, you have BQ looking at it, but that doesn't matter if JL just cleans house, sweeps it off like it's nothing. And now Young Ninjas again forced on the back end with the Tech 9s and the Deagles coming into this one. We've seen them perform miracles on these bad buys, but I'm sure that Mad Lions have learned their lesson. Although, right as I say that, CTR opens up. JL nearly going down, but saves his life together with Borup assisting him. And it's only Fuzi left. Well, scrap that, I spoke too soon. Mad Lions only lose 1 in the process. This time around, no cheese for Young Ninjas. And double digits in the first half for the side of Mad Lions on Inferno.
I'm not gonna lie, this is not shaping out how I thought it would be. We were both sitting there and saying that Ancient was probably going to go the way of Mad Lions, and then Inferno, you know, we were split down the middle. I thought it would be a win, and you thought it would be a loss for the Young Ninjas. And I mean, at least you possibly have one part of that guess right, because Young Ninjas, they've got the 8-round deficit right now. Their T side has brought them minimal success. Let's see if they can get any momentum going into the second half, and potentially their CT side could be even stronger, but those double nades, like, it's just, you know, nail in the coffin. It doesn't grant them a kill, but what I always like to bring up is that, especially on the CT side, doing that damage with the nades, wow, okay, it's but I was going to say, like, doing that damage with nades allows you to get the first bullet dink with the A1S, because especially, you know, like, it doesn't always kill them first time. You do 91 damage, you don't always get the kill, but especially when you're down to 42 HP, you do get that kill. And it's going to be Borup. Look at this. They do love their aggression, don't they, towards this B bomb site, but this time it won't grant any success, and TMB, the IGLs have the grab, so he does, he lines them up, and that is absolutely incredible. Peaks at the perfect time, and everything that Young Ninjas had going for them has been squandered.
I was questioning TMB's position. That was quite an aggressive angle to stick onto, especially considering Borup's already played the aggressive part and already been taken down. At that point, you kind of want to fall back and play together with your team, but TMB says none of that. He just swings at the right time, nobody looking towards Car. He gets the lineup, takes 3 down, takes the round for Mad Lions. And I mean, at this point, all the hopes and dreams of Young Ninjas are just being crushed of this being a 2-0 series. Their own map pick, it's all falling apart for them. Again, they're stuck on this hero AK for Fuzi, the Tech 9, but they're just rushing through the Molotovs. TMP, he's gonna have a field day together with Borup, cleaning up the damages there. And another nade to follow up even. Look at that utility damage coming through.
Is there any way after this round we can see the utility damage of Mad Lions? Because, like, especially TMB and Borup, it must be unreal. They've been doing so much damage. However, Fuzi, he's opened up the A-bomb site. AR, how has this happened? They had everything going for them Mad Lions, and they leave one player in the form of Buzz on this A-bomb site. He gets neutralized, and, I mean, JL, alright. And that's even more nade. Wait. That nade didn't do any damage, but it's the second kill through the smoke. JL is lining them up and pinning them down. All of a sudden, this round has gone from perilous to quite successful for Mad Lions, just because this Lithuanian AWP is on fire.
I mean, the bomb has been planted. You still have Fuzi and CTR to deal with. They have been able to retrieve the AKs. So definitely don't say that everything went the way of Mad Lions, because they're still on the back foot despite having that man advantage. Bomb is already past the halfway marker as Mishuna finally pushes the issue.
Fuzi's
trying to hold on. He finds 2 already to his name. Left in a 1v1 with JL. The time is too low already. This is a Young Ninjas round.
Fuzi! That is unbelievable. What have we just seen? He was someone I was spouting to be a very talented player, probably one of the more experienced on this server, just because his time in the main NIP squad, and he has showed us why. That is unbelievable. He opens up the round and he basically closes it off.
And that's definitely why I said don't count him out just yet. Don't say Mad Lions have been able to bring this one back, because there is still a bomb planted. JL did so much work trying to put them into this position where they can go for the retake, but you still have CTR and Fuzi to deal with.
Oh, TMB. And bro, that's unreal. Like, that is, even for like a B, that's impressive even if you're playing B. Like, almost 600 is so good. However, nade damage, talking about damage, Borup has just taken a fat nade. And he's gonna lose his life because of it. JL, he was the attempted the attempted savior of last round. He's gonna have to really step up now. So he's gonna have 3 players hounding down his position. He's actually gonna play in front of the smoke. No flashes are coming in just yet, so he hasn't even forced off the angle. The flash will finally go through. Doesn't get the kill blindsided this time, and the bomb site has been relinquished. JL, smoke criminal a little bit here, as we saw from last round, trying his luck again. That was a very close shot, I must say, on the bomb planter.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really tough task for Mad Lions to try and bring this one back. Quick shout out to the Observer as well.
Yeah.
Gotta love that little bit of utility damage coming through. Impressive stats indeed, but it's not gonna do a lot for this round. This will have to be all the guns of Mad Lions trying to do the work, but the bomb's gone down quite low already. It's only JL left trying to pick up the pieces, but I think this one's over. Done and dusted. Young Ninjas, they at least get 4. to their name on their T-half, but is it enough?
I mean, I guess we're going to have to find out, but 11-4, it is the magic number, and before I come to that magic number, you can see at the bottom of your screens our amazing partners over at AstraPay. They are a online payment service which was founded in 2009, and this app allows you to have more than 200 payment methods, pretty much anything you'd ever want. You can deposit and withdraw easily and securely, and they're accepted on over 1,000 sites. Very tasty, but 11-4, the tasty numbers, Zonic's Law, it's the most dangerous scoreline. And let's see if Young Ninjas can make this into fruition, or is it just a folktale?
I mean, speaking of being accepted on sites, let's see if Mad Lions are actually accepted onto this B bomb site, because it's only LNC here holding a nade, just trying to spot them out to do some damage and slow them down. But the rest of the Young Ninjas are all the way over onto this A bomb site. Mad Lions, they should be able to get onto this bomb site without any contest whatsoever. And then see, he's actually been forced to back off entirely into CT as well. The rest of the rotate now coming through Banana. This is going to be spotted out by Borup, but he gets flashed off the issue, unable to even connect one bullet at all. TMB
LNC
tries to hunt LNC, but he's completely ready for that one as well. And Mad Lions are slowly being dismantled on this retake. Finally, LNC is being dealt with, and it's now backed into a 3v3 situation as Buzz has joined the fray and opened up as well. Now Miyu has to try and hold off this one. A lot of damage done, but falls in the end. JL falls to make matters even worse, and it's only Buzz left to try and do what he can. Has to isolate these fights, but unable to do that even. CTR escapes with his life and 2 HP. The defuse kit is there, and there is plenty of time as well. Young Ninjas, they win the pistol by a sliver.
Yeah, that was such a weird pistol round. I love the double nade into CT from Mad Lions. That seemed like a bit of an anti-strap. Like, that's not something... I mean, it's a fair enough read to have going into this game. Like, okay, there's probably a player playing CT, but they were so definitive with that double nade. It didn't actually grant a kill. And I think it was LNZ. Was it LNZ or ZTR in towards CT that just didn't die for ages? LNZ. Like, that is ridiculous. He just survived for so long. And Zonic's Law slowly, coming back into maybe in probability. And as I say that, Buzz gets a wall bang into ZTR. But it was Young Ninjas that picked up the pistol round. Can they continue their form, and can they string 2 in a row?
Well, I mean, this is the Hero AK round from Mad Lions. We've seen this before. Young Ninjas have gotten 2 Hero AK rounds to their name that they weren't supposed to win. Mad Lions have won 1 already. They have to tie the score here. So I'm saying this is going to be Mad Lions, their T round here. The Hero AK has done it all in this best of 3 series, both on Ancient and here. Surely, that is just the trend we're going to be setting for today. The entirety of Mad Lions already moved into this banana position. The smoke towards top banana should dissipate soon as well. But look at the read of Young Ninjas.
What is this? Sorry, that is unbelievable. The fact that Young Ninjas have 4 players towards this B bomb site, and Mad Lions, they are none the wiser. Fuzi is the only player on the bomb site with LNZ. They're playing behind the smoke. He's going to find first contact. He's ducked everywhere. Team kills. People going for a smoke. Flashes. Jumping players. And BQ coming from the heavens is going to crush down onto JL, and Young Ninjas with the most unbelievable read gives them a 6 and breaks the economy of Mad Lions.
I mean, that was definitely a chance for the Mad Lions to open things up on their T-half, but the 3 MP9s for the Young Ninjas did so much work. LNC as well. He just walked into the smokes, gets 1, tries to play around this smoke to prevent as much damage as possible, and keeping the Mad Lions occupied while the rest of Young Ninjas just push out of the smokes. Just push out of CT into them. And now Fuzi opens up towards mid as well. I mean, sure, it's against an ego, but that's a beautiful deagle shot by JL. Tries to go for a second, but the nade finishes him off.
I feel like this whole map has just been a story of grenades. Who does more damage with grenades? And it will be Young Ninjas looking to hopefully pick up a 7th. I'm getting a lot of flashbacks from Ancient right now. I can't lie. This is just seeming so much like Ancient and how Young Ninjas, they were on the back foot, and then, oh, would you look at that, they're coming back. However, they're just coming back a lot sooner right now. They're not giving Mad Lions the gap they necessarily want. And this pistol round is really like, because they need to keep 4 players alive here. Fuzi's doing really well with 3K. LNZ might get caught off guard. But he's going to be trying to deny anything. And yeah, this is perfect. Young Ninjas, they need to secure just a bank for themselves and keep those 4 players alive. LNZ could be dropping over an AWP as well. He literally just has enough, and I don't think he will because he's bopped on A1S. But very nice from Young Ninjas. And if you think we are a very nice tournament organizer, and if you think that Pinnacle Cup is really good, then that's perfect. But if you don't, if you have any, if you have any feedback for us, we're looking to get something from our audience, and this is why we've introduced a community survey with some pretty awesome prizes. You can get some, a Navajo knife, some shadow daggers, an orc skin. Click on the banner below and tell us if we're good or tell us if we're bad.
I mean, constructive feedback would be much appreciated. And, well, Fuzi, he's giving some feedback to Mad Lions as well. You're not getting into apartments is what he's saying right now. Buzz paying with his life for it. Mad Lions on the back foot already. That jump spot gives them all the information they need as well of the approach that Mad Lions are trying to make in towards this banana. Team B has gone low in the process of that as well. And it's not looking great for Mad Lions. Young Ninjas, they were definitely slowly crawling back into this one. A lot of utility available for Mad Lions as well. They'll have to pretty much extend all of their utility to even get this top mid control and get into short.
Just across the board, utility is not anywhere. 45 seconds left. Young Ninjas, they still have the man advantage. And this flash is perfect. It literally hits Borup. So ZCR will go 1-4. And I think that's actually not too bad for Young Ninjas because they still have the man advantage. However, that is a huge kill. Fuzi will get dropped. It's just Rolf left alone in towards pit with an MP9. He's going to get spotted out, but will find the kill on the TMB. And the MP9! It's going absolutely astronomical. JL left alone. Orba by nature has an AK. Will drop the Molotov and find the first kill because of that. But does he realize the rotations are so close behind? BQ and LNZ are bounding up short. JL's going to find them. He also gets the first kill almost on the second. But it will be LNZ to just about win the 8th round for Young Ninjas. And that got so much closer than it had to be. Wow.
Yeah, the adjustment of JL was almost there to close that one out and finally get Mad Lions on the board on their T half. We just look at this replay for a second as well. Roll hangs on with the MP9, finds 2, eventually does drop down, but he's done it all. He's bought so much time that the bomb couldn't even go down. And Mad Lions, they're just being strapped for cash because of that. Now back onto the Tech 9s and the Deagles. Had to just force their way into this at least somewhat. The economy definitely does allow that. The lead that Mad Lions have gained is just slowly crumbling away from them. Just being dragged away from under their feet as Young Ninjas are so oppressive on the CT side. I do like the setup from Mad Lions. This is going to be one explosive execute. Look at that, the nade stack towards Pip, but nobody there, unfortunately. Buzz does jump out and find one, but the retrace are quickly there. Now CTR caught in a rough place. And that M4 being gifted over to Borup. The bomb already planted as well. And the smoke still keeping the Young Ninjas at bay. Giving Mad Lions all the time they need to reposition. And set themselves up to hold this side off from a retake as long as they can. The Young Ninjas, they realize that it's going to be hard to get into this one. All the weapons gifted over means that it's not as easy as a retake you would like to think. Smoke soon should dissipate.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Borup, what is that? That pretty much closes the deal for Mad Lions.
Sorry, what just happened in that round? Like, ZTR was on balcony while like everyone around him had died still.
It's the chaos of an explosive execute that Young Ninjas definitely wasn't ready for. That put Mad Lions in a position where they were able to get that round. And they've broken the momentum of the Young Ninjas a little bit here. The biggest question is it going to be enough to start stringing these rounds? I mean, sure, look at the economy. Definitely Mad Lions should be able to get this round as well, unless Fuzi and LNC go huge on this AK and all.
very possible, especially with the performance we've seen from Fuzi. He's only got 14 kills, but both on Ancient, it's like he didn't have huge kills either, but they were all like really impactful. Some of the early rounds on the T side on both maps were granted pretty much because of him. And let's see if he can do that with the AWP, because he does have the support of an AK.
I'm going to interrupt you. I think there's something more important to talk about. Can we just look at JL, who's averaging 2 kills?
Oh, God, yeah. And he's been doing it with an AK majority of the time as well. Like, he is having such a good game so far, isn't he?
24 kills to his name. Doubling their current scoreline of 12 rounds to their name. He's been having so much impact in these games as well. I mean, sure, you're looking towards Fuzi, you're looking towards LNC for this Young Ninjas lineup right now. But honestly, JL together with TMB have been so much more impactful when it really mattered, despite Young Ninjas making a bit of a comeback. And now with this awkward buy on the side of Young Ninjas and JL opening up again, it's looking quite dire for Young Ninjas. Mad Lions, they finally found their footing back into this. They finally starting to make a sound on this T-half.
Yeah, dire is, I think, is an understatement, especially with that shot ringing through the air. Their one savior has been brought to the ground. However, this bracket stack, I don't know if it's going to come into fruition because the bomb is shifting up middle. TMB will actually get dinks down, but will find the long-range kill, and that could have been very scary for a second if he to get caught off. However, even though ZTR has been killed, Mad Lions are still going to be shifting in towards top brackets. This is the best chance Young Ninjas have. LNZ on along with his AK has 2 players in towards short. The flashes are coming out, and Rolf at the worst time looks away, only good for 1. However, the team supporting them, LNZ only good for 1, and just like that, blink and you miss it. Mad Lions, they take everyone down. They grant themselves a 13. They break the economy of Young Ninjas. And I think this could be Inferno slowly swindling the way of this Danish side.
Yeah, and Mad Lions, they tried to pull a fake there. They sent 2 towards Banana. They executed with 2 smokes and a couple of flashes on towards this MTB bomb site. So that has given them a bit of a false sense of security, right? That most likely Young Ninjas have definitely someone on this side or rotating towards it because we are bursting out this utility like we're executing. So that was a really good chance for Young Ninjas, being unaware of that, not even being baited into the B rotate, that they're just stacking up there. Definitely the best chance to turn that round around. Unfortunately for them, hasn't come into fruition. And now look at this pistol stack. Oh, TMB, he spotted it out, done some damage now, knows that there's a stack going on. He can just mow them down, the nades for support. Oh, it's just a field day at the shooting range for TMB and JL. I like the idea of Young Ninjas, but
that's lovely. That's just, I mean, like, it's just so unlucky that normally the whole point of that like the protocol would be, okay, you see 5 players on an eco, run away and just don't give them anything. TMB goes, you know what? I quite want some nade kills, and I quite want some money going into my bank for that Mac 10, and he does that. So joining, I think, was that JL as well, furthering his kills as well.
Yeah, JL got 2 in the process of that as well. He denied the ace from TMB.
How dare he? He's already got 27 kills. Like, give some kills to everyone else. And, oh, these Molotovs, they're doing quite a bit of damage to him. He's on very low HP. And Fuzi is going to miss his shot. Actually, that's actually such a critical miss shot. JL, even with his low HP, still has the confidence to try go for that peak. And it will be Young Ninjas to maintain a man advantage into round 23. This is what they needed. The question is, can they continue this? Or will Mad Lions on towards his A bomb site just erupt in? Smoke will be dropping in towards pit. That Molotov will just get extinguished. However, this is really nice. The nades doing so much damage. The rotations cause nothing. ZTR in towards balcony. Good for 2. Does he get the 3rd? He doesn't, but the rotations are pivotal. Mihu is on his lonesome 1v3. And AOR, this round, this whole game is giving us everything. And it could get a 1v3, but it's not going to be the case. BQ, he gets those last 2 kills of the round, and Young Ninjas, they're in it. The odds, not so much in favor. And if you think you know what you have, you can head over to our partners over at Pinnacle. Click on the banner below. Use you can use our codes when signing up, and make sure to bet in a fun and safe environment, especially when you're over 18.
Oh, here's the replay. Please let this be the replay of
beautiful.
CTR. He
It's
played
beautiful,
this
man.
to perfection, gets the isolated fights. First kill, drops down the balcony, walks under, pushes forward into the short pushing player. Then finds Michu as well. BQ just beats him with the bullets to get that kill, but CTR definitely setting himself and his team up for success there. Really good positioning by him. Oh, look at JL. He's letting them pass. They have no idea he's in the back of them. He's just gonna wait for the smoke to dissipate, but that might be his downfall.
No!
LNC definitely pays with his life. Now tries to find the fight with BQ. Gets the second one. JL, he is on another level right now.
Oh my, like this guy's actually smurfing. 30 to, what is it, 12 or 11? This man is on fire, and Young Ninja's defense is terrified. They cannot do anything against him. He's going for the ace. He's just hunting him down. He does not care. He's just holding W, and finally will be extinguished. Young Ninjas put an end to his reign of dominance. However, the rest of his team are picking up where he ended. Uzi has been dancing those nades left, right, and center, and he's finally going to get neutralized. Ayor, what has just happened? JL is smurfing against Young Ninjas right now.
I mean, he's managed to snuck by the Molotovs, get himself towards, or like sitting against Scar in that smoke. He's just pushed through everything. They didn't spot him out. I almost thought he waited too long by pulling the trigger, because BQ and LNC were actually backing off back towards CT, back towards the B bomb site. But the smoke dissipates just at the right time for him to get the first pick off, catch LNC off guard. He had no idea what was coming for him. Had no idea what just hit him at all. And then BQ tries to revenge his teammate. But JL wins out on the duel as well, and he's actually on 30 kills.
Man, it is actually unfair what he's doing to Young Ninjas right now. I'm in disbelief, to be honest. I didn't think I know he's a good player, but he's doing it with a rifle as well. Like, I haven't seen him with an AWP in so long, and I don't blame him if he's putting up these type of kills into a performance with an AK. Maybe he should stick to it, and it's going to be Mad Lions wanting to end it right here and now. Fuzi, with no bullets, is having to do the USP, and he does! How does he get that shot on the TMB? He allows a little bit of momentum to go the way of Young Ninjas, but these three Deagles are going to be really hard to retake, especially when JL is kicking and screaming. However, as I mentioned that, he does get dropped, and it's just Mihu and Borab looking to close out map 2.
Bomb down, and Mad Lions already on match point. BQ, LNC, and CT are the ones to try and prevent Mad Lions from bringing this home, but the bomb's ticking away. We're already halfway past that timer before it says kaboom, and BQ now dead. CTR as well. It's only LNC left, and there it is. Mad Lions. They take home Inferno. They bring this best of 3 series to a 1-1 scoreline, which only means one thing. First match of the day, we're already heading into a decider. It is butt clenching. But before we get into that, we're going to head into a short break. Make sure you stick around.
Paying online with AstraPay is really simple. From the merchant site, choose AstraPay as your payment option. Then, type your mobile number, enter the confirmation code, and select your preferred payment method. If you choose to pay with AstraPay Wallet, good for you, select it and you are ready. If you choose another payment option, follow the steps on screen. Your online payment is completed. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
And here we are. It is the final map of this best of 3 series between Mad Lions and Young Ninjas. Of course, the score is 1-1. We're on the decider, Mirage. It's been a close series where both these teams have traded their map picks back and forth. Now that that isn't possible, the real question is who is going to take this one home?
Oh man, yeah. Honestly, I have no idea either. What I'm hoping though is that Mirage is as good as Inferno and Ancient. We've had such a good series so far, and I beg it continues in the same light.
I have no doubt about it, man. We've seen so much good stuff coming out from either of these teams. Of course, on the side of Mad Lions, JL on Inferno especially has stepped up to the plate, getting that 30 bomb to his name, as well as Team B and Borup on that Inferno B hold. They've done so much work on their CT side, especially. Like we pointed out the nade damage there. I think Team B nearly hit 600. That is
I think
insane.
he was like 560 at round like 12. He was, I'd say without even a doubt, he's hit 600, probably even more. I'd be interested to see the exact figures for that. However, we're going into this pistol round now, and we're going to be hitting some straight action because Borup was trying to find some kills, but he's only going to find the grave. It's a really nice man advantage going the way of Young Ninjas early on. They relinquished their map pick, so they are on the little bit of a back foot when it comes to momentum going on to Mirage. However, third map I feel like is anyone's game, and really like I don't even know who was going to win this because both teams look a little bit weak on this map. We've seen them both play at once in this tournament, both losing to their respective teams. Can one of these teams find their first win in the Pinnacle Cup 3?
And here's the execute then from the Young Ninjas coming out. Mad Lions, they don't have to read on it yet, but Buzzy is buying so much time together with JL. Bomb dropped as well onto the side. It's only Fusi and CTR left. Now that the bomb's finally been retrieved, it's almost done already. Because CTR, he's the only one left standing, and not for long. Mad Lions, they were a little bit late on the rotate, but Buzz and JL did everything they had to buy so much time. even
did more than
dropping the
buy
bomb.
times. I was gonna say that they got 3 kills. So, like, they did a lot more than just buy time. They pretty much won the round single-handedly for Mad Lions.
And this is about the best start that Mad Lions can get to this Mirage. The MP9 there for Borup and Buzz as well. Can definitely expect Borup to do some aggressive shenanigans again like he did last time on the pistol and underground to try and farm up some money, get JL on that AWP as soon as possible. Now mid control has been taken quite aggressively by the Young Ninjas, and this app's slowly being pushed up and creeped into as well. JL definitely aware that someone could have jumped up into window. The Deagle against the Tech 9 of CTR, but that's a clean shot. Sorry, I said Deagle. That's not a Deagle. I'm blind. Nevertheless, JL, a clean headshot. And now that mid control.
Look how confident he is. He's on 3 grand and he's bought a P250 because he wants that up. He's so confident in his team that they're going to claim this game, or claim this round. And that nade is stupendous. Buzz in towards Apps. Full blind still gets one, but Fuzi with the Deagle plowing through the head of Borup. However, JL, this P250, no way is it going to get more than 1 kill. He's looking to get a second and a third. He's losing HP. Dwindling down, and it will be the rotations coming in. Fuzi plunged into this 1v2. He knows where 1 is, and very low HP is TMB. 40 seconds on the ball. He's so unaware of where the second one is. He will be alerted of the presence of Mihu, but it will be because Mihu is taking him down, and that will be Young Ninjas unable to claim a second, and Mad Lions, they've pushed themselves onto that second. 2 in a row, looking for the third, and look at this, JL's on 6.5 grand. If we don't see an AWP out on this Lithuanian, I'm going to be very mad, because this man is having an absolute storm of a series so far. He's on 53 to 34, a 1.35 rating. What more would you want from your AWPer, who honestly isn't even AWPing?
I mean, on Inferno, definitely not. He was playing the AK most of the time. Here it is then, Young Ninjas, they're pushing out aggressively, and Michu is just going to have a field day. Picking everything up, TMB and Borup to finish things off. I mean, what more can you expect from this? Now Young Ninjas finally have enough economy to get a full buy-in here. But 3 rounds already over to the Mad Lions. 3 quite solid rounds from them. But this is the first time they're going to be met with an actual contest coming out of Young Ninjas now that they have all the money in the world and Fuzi on this AWP as well.
Yeah, so seeing Mihu go 6-1 has really made me reminiscent of a very strange game. It was the Cologne play-in, FaZe against EG, and it's when Mihu was on EG and we went 28 to 17 on Mirage. And I've seen Mihu on 6 kills already, and in my head I'm just like, Mirage Demon, Mihu, this is his playing ground. He's an entry superstar, and he's looking to finally get some kills on the board. He's had a very slow game, very slow series. I think he's actually negative in rating by only 1. So, like, as a player that I was hyping up to being unreal because he had a 1.46k rating against Endpoint, he's not really proved to me to be that case. However, Fuzi, on the flip side, he was the one player I brought up from Young Ninjas to have a star-studded performance. And in this round, he started it off in a flying way. He's already got the first kill. They're going to be clashing heads now. Mihu aggressing is going to get caught off guard. There's a 2-man advantage in favor of Young Ninjas. Mad Lions in a bit of a perilous scenario right now.
And the smoke's already come out as well, but so is the counter smoke of Mad Lions towards ramp. Now that has dissipated. The rotate's coming through, but it's too little, too late. JL's already down to 4 HP, trying to escape with his life. The support of his teammate with the flash, managing him or allowing him to escape with a sliver of health. And now CTR, he's going to hunt for this. He wants to take the Mad Lions down and take away everything that they managed to escape with. Such a great, clean round from the Young Ninjas. The opening by Fuzi, Michu overstepping into the arms of LNC, who makes quick work of him. And then this very, very nice execute setup where JL is just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not really able to get anywhere, no support from his teammates until the very end, and the only thing that they were able to do is allowing him to escape with his life.
I mean, silver linings for JL to have that all. He got flashed off the angle very impressively. And this is I think this map is starting to, it's starting to come out as being very, very impressive, because I've had a wonder class in this series so far. I think it's been so much fun, and I'm just begging that Mirage will be the same. And if you do want to head over to one of our sponsors while we've got a moment, because the reason why we're here is because of our partners, and one of the glorious ones of MSI. They do most unreal hardware and peripherals. They're a household name. I like to call them the dad brands. The brands that you could tell your dad and he goes, oh yeah, I've heard of them before. MSI, we're pleased to have them into us today. Maybe ZTR taking some contact in towards middle is going to find the first kill. It is going to lose the first kill over the way to Mad Lion. Mihu, struggling a little bit there, is going to finally pick up the frag. And it is Young Ninjas with the bomb down. They've got the bomb site, but they don't have the players.
Yeah, I mean, Mad Lions, they can just play it slow. They can even allow that plan to come down. Just don't take any risks at this point. Despite the time ticking down, Young Ninjas, they're definitely in a rough spot here. Mad Lions cannot wait too long to push out into this though. And now they finally will, but Fuzi punishes them for it. Buzz taken out already. BQ now has to be dealt with, and Borb just that. It's getting awkwardly low though. They have to go, and Rolf is trying to deny everything he can to his name already before he finally gets shut down, but there's no time left. The Young Ninjas, by a miracle, managed to hang on. Mad Lions just couldn't find the opening into the side they needed. They couldn't find the members of the Young Ninjas, and every time they did, they lost their lives to it, amounting for the fact that Young Ninjas are actually able to get a second onto the board. And more importantly even, push Mad Lions into this awkward space where their economy is in a bit of a rough state.
Man, that round was all Fuzi. He got the first kill onto that post plant, and then he repositioned himself, using his user's utility so superbly. And I think it was for Rolf or ZTR at the end there? He flashed, and it allowed him to get that second last kill. Super nice. However, hold on a second. JL has got the opening frag into this 6th round. And I mean, I don't see too much more happening because the rest of his team are pretty much on just USPs, no armor. So it's a little bit hard when no one else on your team is really able to succeed. But JL, he's made the perfect read right now. The AWP is rotated in towards this B bomb site. Is he going to be able to find any success? The USPs aren't finding anything just yet. The AWP does ring true. Borp, he gets the first kill, picks up the AK, trying to get the second onto LNC, won't find it. JL, very unfortunate. And yes, one of the things was like, could the AWP succeed? No, it doesn't. If it maybe found a kill or two, it could have put the round into contention. But nonetheless, it will be Young Ninjas looking to pick up a third, keeping 3 alive, keeping the AWP alive, and they've now evened up the scores to 3 apiece.
Yeah, and unfortunately for JL, Rolf's been able to sneak up through short, get behind that smoke, and take him out. And that was like the only real threat on the side of Mad Lions that they had to take out of that puzzle, that they had to eliminate in order for that B take to work properly. And Rolf does so in a beautiful fashion. Now, Mad Lions on the back of pretty much ecoing that round, they will be able to full buy back into this. JL still has this AWP bot backup. So Young Ninjas, they're still going to be heavily contested. Michu escaping with his life there as he exchanged some damage with the nade coming out. So much control gained by the Young Ninjas here already. Mid control completely taken over. CTR is even going to try and push into this window, and there's literally no one there to contest. The timing is beautiful indeed, as you point out. But CTR, he's going to be contested from ladder room because there is Borup. The nade's going to find BQ as well. That's going to do some unconfirmed damage to make it even worse for the Young Ninjas. But it doesn't matter if TMB has his back turned towards him. Michu through the smoke.
A knife kill!
Okay, again, Fuzi. He's popped out, gets the knife out. Michu paying with his life. Now it's up to pick up the pieces to try and salvage this round. As the Young Ninjas, they're already on site. But gets flashed in beautifully. LNC gets taken out. Left in a 1v1 is Borup against Fuzi. Fuzi gone low already as well, but that AWP only needs one shot. Even a body shot onto Borup is enough. Fuzi trying to do what he can to bait Borup to peek this one out. The second bomb plant faked as well. Ooh. Oh, and that is awkward from Fuzi. Borup keeps Mad Lions in this round.
Man, that was one of the most confusing rounds of Counter-Strike I think I've ever watched in my life. I wouldn't even be able to tell you really what happened. There was flashes, there was knife kills, people jumping through smokes. Really, really good utility though, I think, from both sides. That's something definitely to bring up, is that a lot of those kills weren't just uncontested dry picks. A lot of them came down to the fact that they called for the teammates to flash for them. So super nice. However, it ended in a round for Mad Lions. Borup won the 1v1. I think Fuzi didn't counter strafe just in time there. I think you saw the AWP shot like just rang over the head of Borup. Super unlucky, but a lot of damage nonetheless, because if Young Ninjas pick up this round, the money for Mad Lions is straight back in the dumpster. And we can see the player count. I'm pretty sure that's Fuzi over there with his bean. He seems to always have a hat on in every single photo or video. And I'm really bad with names. I wouldn't even be able to tell you the players as well. But pretty sure, I'm not sure if there's any, I think there could spot a MSI peripheral here or there, and big shout out to our partners over at MSI for funding this tournament, and JL trying something a little bit sneaky, but unable to get anything going his way.
Oh no.
Because it's just all Young Ninjas right now. Their mid control has been so superb. That's something I wanted to bring up last round as well, is that they, like every single round, they have been solidifying that mid control and just forcing Mad Lions out of it, just breaking their momentum, and they do it yet again. JL, he goes for an overextending play. I can see what the idea was, but he doesn't reap the rewards.
I mean, Mad Lions should be very wary of the fact that Young Ninjas have been playing this mid-control round after round, and have been very dominant in sending members early on in these rounds towards mid. I mean, Borup's found that out already, TMB's found that out already, and now JL as well, but he's just overstepping the mark. That is way too aggressive, especially if you're an AWPer. And I mean, that means this round's just going over to Young Ninjas so easily. They only lose Rolf in the process, and TMB is just going to try and save this M4 going into the next round. And like you said, I mean, you can see the idea behind it, that you just want to get a quick kill, jump down into short. And it's some nice movement, but you're not in a position where you can afford these risks. Young Ninjas, they're still very much in this game. You don't have this big of a lead. Sure, you want to accelerate it. Sure, you want to create a lead for yourself. But there are a lot of safer options that Mad Lions can just use to play these rounds out, rather than losing JL, one of your star players that's really been shining so far in this best of 3 series, by giving him up this easily.
I mean, it's one of those things where if he'd hit the shot, you'd be able to sit there and go, oh, what a really good play from JL. Like, he hit that first shot, the trade would have been able to come in more successfully. And to be honest, Mad Lions, they've lost 3 rounds on the bat pretty much. They finally bring one back, and I think their problem mainly has been the lack of mid control. I'm just watching the replay back. Yeah, like, if he'd hit that shot onto ZTR, it would have been a completely different story. But alas, it is not the case, and it is dubbed as somewhat of a misplay because he gave up the first kill or two. And
Well, CTR is already, he is pushed out of ramp entirely. JL stuck on the Tech 9. And Michi will actually face him here. Gets taken out. Now CTR doesn't really have any idea where the rest of them are. Mully is actually going to force him away, which prompts JL to move forward. But the timing is just not there for him to get anything done in return. Meaning that Young Ninjas, they're just going to assert their dominance even further. Or the only one with a real weapon to try and do anything about this push from the Young Ninjas. BQ is even just going to catch out Buzz. He has no idea where BQ is already. And now JL up close with the Tech 9 has to try and solve this one. Cannot do that, meaning that Young Ninjas pull ahead, take the lead for the first time on Mirage.
5 players staying alive as well. That is really huge for the economy of Young Ninjas. And if you are a fan of economy as well, you can head over to one of our partners over at AstraPay. They're an online payment service founded in 2009, and you can deposit or withdraw very easily and securely with AstraPay. They accept any local currencies, and they are accepted on many online sites. You can use them for whatever you want, and you can maybe use them to place a bet over at Pinnacle, one of our amazing other partners as well, who pretty much why we're here. And you can see the odds flashing up on screen here and there. And I think if I'm not wrong, they're finally going in favor of Young Ninjas. One map apiece. Mirage is the decider. It's proving out to be an absolute bloodbath. This is a 0-1 game, so it doesn't quite matter if you win or lose this, but as we were saying before, when this game started, losing this pushes you on that 0-2 bracket, and it just means that you are on the back foot the whole time if you do want to make it to playoffs. It's a very uncomfortable position to be in, and neither team wants to be there. JL most certainly doesn't want to be there, because he's already picked up a first kill into this 10th round.
And now this mid control of Young Ninjas has finally been shut down just a little bit. And I say just a little bit because CTR has been able to continue pushing through, has the smokes to play around, and TMB, he's very aware that there could be another player towards this mid position. They've pulled up JL and Borup as well to try and contest with this in case they do anything, but that does mean that Ramp's left open entirely. Michu is going to convey that information to his team sooner than later, the moment they try to push through. But there it is, JL in that position in Windows finally paid off. CTR paying for it with his life. As Young Ninjas, they burst onto the site. They have to go for this right now. They have to plant that bomb, as the rotates of Mad Lions are nowhere to be seen yet. Now finally they're slowly starting to crawl in, all the time in the world to find these positions, to reposition, and it's actually working out for them as well. Rolf stuck between a rock and a hard place, gets spotted out, and JL, the beautiful adjustment. That's it, over and done. The round for Mad Lions surely confirmed here, unless LNC has other plans.
JL. Man, JL is unreal. That was such a nice two-piece, well, 4 kills in total, but those 2 kills specifically at the end grants Mad Lions a 5th, and just like that, Aero, we are back 5-5. I love Mirage. It's an absolute bloodbath for the map, and we're seeing it yet again. What better for a decider is this right now?
I mean, this is going all down to the wire. I mean, JL, playing from a window position, does get CTR. And that was like the biggest puzzle for Mad Lions to solve. This flank from CTR coming through connector. If CTR is being left in place, this round could have been a completely different story. Because that means Mad Lions, their entire side defense, which was already quite lackluster because they committed so much people towards B, short, and this window position, would have been overrun entirely by Young Ninjas. So props to JL for pulling CTR out of that position, sending him to the grave, giving Mad Lions every chance they need to win out that round. And now here we are then, round number 11, the scoreline 5-5. A butt-clenching scoreline, if you could ask anyone here. This is going down so close every time and time again, trading back and forth.
Yeah, man, it's just neither team wants to give up, and it looks like it will be a B split coming up for Young Ninjas. ZTR though, he's found the frag on the opposite side of the map, but Miku, the flanker, not normally a lurker, but he's gonna do it this round, only good for the first, and that's actually quite a bit, that's actually really not very good for Mad Lions. Only getting 1 kill, or just not even surviving, allows Young Ninjas so much space because they got that kill onto TMB towards the A bomb site. They have opened up this map. JL has been hurt as well because BQ in towards ladder here would have heard the scope, and oh, he's got a mega timing here. That's going to be such a nice backstab. I mean, that could be the round done and dusted. Buzz on his own in towards the B bomb site is going to get neutralized, and Young Ninjas, they've cracked the code. The money of Mad Lions is going to be decimated, and it is just a single A1S being saved over. This Nordic derby is proving to be so just like, what even is the right word to use this? Like, so clenching.
It is indeed, and I mean, it's a bit of an awkward setup from Mad Lions there as well. Michu, he was in such a great position to shut down the entire push of Young Ninjas, but he whiffs the shots, unable to transfer his spray, instead stops the spray, tries to readjust, unable to do so, gets taken out. He was in the best possible scenario and position to shut down the entirety of Young Ninjas, to clean up 3 kills. It was such a great flank, but unfortunately for him, he just fumbled the bag, meaning that Now Mad Lions is in this really, really poor position. And poor is the right word with their economy in this bad state. The hero M4 for Borup is their only saving grace to prevent Young Ninjas to even get a lead. Because they're already 1 round ahead. Surely this is going to break that spree where they're just trading rounds back and forth. Where Young Ninjas can put themselves in a position where they get this 2-round lead.
Ooh.
That's a nice little boost.
Sorry, that's actually really cool. Unfortunately, we won't see it because Young Ninjas are really having their point of attack towards this A-bomb site. You can see just the utility is forcing Mad Lions out. They have a singular counter flash, and the boost, yet again another boost, is going to be quite cheekily played out. Borup literally finds nothing with it. The only thing that Mad Lions find is just a lot of damage inflicted towards them. And I think this is going to be a nice, clean round coming out for Young Ninjas. They are definitely looking to keep at least 3 players alive right now. And it's just, these spams are glorious. JL with this USP. I don't know if it's going to get hard cleared or not. Rolf isn't just yet. And JL, wait, knife him. Oh, no. The very low HP player is going to get dropped. And it is just Mihu left alone towards this A-bomb site. He's going to get held. Very nice awareness from Fuzi. And yeah, honestly, I feel like everyone expected that round to play out in the fashion it did. 5 players staying alive for Young Ninjas. Their economy is bustling. What more could you want if you're a Swedish fan right now?
Young Ninjas, they've set themselves up for success on this T-half. Their economy is looking incredibly good. And they've now been able to pull this 2-0 lead. And still, Mirage, despite we've seen a lot of T-side wins and dominance, it is still this historically CT favored map. Although, be it slightly, but in this game, you can't really tell that. As Mad Lions, they're slowly falling apart. They're slowly being dismantled here by the Young Ninjas. The executions, the reads on Mad Lions are quite well by Young Ninjas. It feels like they really have a grip on this game. They really have a grip on the setups of Mad Lion. And despite the little cheeky boosts that Borup and TMB trying to set up to see whether they can get some shenanigans going, it just doesn't amount to any success. And again, it's BQ that opens things up, and not only opens things up, he finds the second one as well before JL shuts him down. But this is, again, so much momentum and control game, because look where Young Ninjas are. That A bomb site is being swarmed, not for long though, because Michu, he is wreaking havoc across the side of Young Ninjas. Bomb being denied, bomb being drummed, and now finally Fuzi has shut him down. But the bomb left in the open. CTR, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Had to clear the angle, but unable to do so. Fuzi not even able to give any support to him whatsoever. And now he is forced to drop down. He has to grab this bomb. He has to make this work. The no-scope, a beautiful shot.
God.
But left in a 1v2 means that the retrade is just there.
Man, I actually thought that was it for a second. That was such a nice round from the nuclear on the block. BQ, the only player to go negative against Copenhagen Flames the other day, goes, you know what, I don't want to repeat. Swings out in towards middle, finding those first 2 kills. However, his team cannot sustain his victories because Mihu just on an absolute tear right now. Don't think he got too many kills that round, but it was just more the impact he had. And Borup caught off guard a little bit potentially. This nade doing so much damage, and this Roth that gets caught off guard. And it is the 1-for-1 trade, but Borup, he's just running and gunning with that SMG. What more? Like, that was a very spectacular play from him. But it doesn't actually grant him too much success in the long scheme of things. And it is Mad Lions probably in a bit of a deficit, because on a CT side, especially if you lose that mana, if you go into like a 4v4 or 3v3, you're going to have to split up your defense, and you can't play like you'd realistically want to play.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely true, but the amount of time that Borup's bought here for the side of Mad Lions is insane. The amount of pressure this has put onto Young Ninjas to force a rotate, to move out towards this A-bomb site. It's taken a lot of time away from them. Still 50 seconds left on the clock. The flash coming out. JL gets stacked up. Now finally finished by the second shot of Fuzi. And this Molotov is gonna force Michu out as well. CTR already jumped out and takes, or makes quick work of him as well. And Mad Lions, yet again, on the back foot, fumbling. TMB has to try and salvage this as much as he can. but couldn't find the bomb planter, only good for one. And now this retake situation, 2v3, definitely possible. They've spotted out LNC, they know where he is, and he's been tagged up as well. But BQ, he's handling his own, he is standing his ground. And TMB shortly to fall after means that Young Ninjas are just accelerating this lead further and further. 8-6, into the last round of the half we go.
I'm not gonna lie, this is looking really dangerous for Mad Lions, because
look at their economy.
Yeah, I mean, no, but like dangerous as in like their T side is notoriously very abysmal. They boast a 35% win rate on their T sides on Mirage, and then to be honest, Young Ninjas isn't far off. They're only 43% as well. So like both these teams are notoriously not great on their T side, and it's Young Ninjas right now just running rings around this Danish side. These new roster changes seem to be favoring their Young Ninjas on this side of map, and Palace has been lost. But hold on a second, JL, I was about to say JL almost was about to be the savior of this round. Palace has been lost, but the A bomb site is securely in favor of Young Ninjas. Fuzi, he has the big green, but he chooses to do it with a deagle, and it is just Mad Lions being peppered down single piece at a time. Mihu left alone with his AK. He has a Molotov flash and smoke, no kit. This AK could come in handy, but especially when you get flashed off the angle, Fuzi does not miss those shots.
And a 9-6 half for the Young Ninjas on their T side. And I mean, you pointed it out justifiably so that Mad Lions on their T half historically aren't the greatest. Neither are the Young Ninjas, but the fact that they've been able to get these 9 rounds on their T half, now moving into the CT defense, speaks wonders for them. They are in such a good position. But as much as I like stats, and as much as stats are definitely something that you should take into account to sort of predict or have an idea of where things are going, we've seen on Ancient that it doesn't matter. We've seen on Inferno that it doesn't matter. In the end, it's all up to those 5 players to prove us wrong. And on the side of Mad Lions, you still have this talent of JL, of Borup, of Michu, and even TMB, who's come up clutch. And even at times, Buzz has been able to be a part of this puzzle for the Mad Lions roster to step to the plate. So don't count them out yet. Definitely do not count them out yet.
Especially on pistol rounds, Mad Lions are just so good on pistol rounds, whereas on the flip side, Young Ninjas aren't normally. And just I'm saying that Young Ninjas pick up the first 2 kills very speedily. And actually got a bit of back and forth right now. And the Young Ninjas defense has been split a little bit thin. The bomb being fumbled a little bit, but what isn't being fumbled is Mihu's headshots. He is just clicking on them, tapping them down. Still alive, but now left alone in this 1v2. What an unreal shot from BQ. I'm just guessing that was actually superb. And Mihu, he knows where one player is, has an inkling where the second is, because he knows he's from market. Bomb shall be picked up, and he will be getting it down at 4-3. Not going to be any contention because the both Young Ninjas players are wanting to group up. There is a smoke and kit on board for BQ. Mihu, he peeks into them, but is unable to find the kill. And just as I was saying, statistically wise, Young Ninjas are very bad at pistol rounds, and Mad Lions are on the flip side very, very good at pistol rounds. So I think we've seen them actually win the majority of pistol rounds in this game, or in this series. It is Young Ninjas picking up a round that I feel like Mad Lions had to. That was so imperative for that Danish side to win pistol round. But it won't be the case. They don't even get the bomb down, so their economy is equally in tatters now. And this young Swedish side, on double digits, 6 away from taking the map, taking the series, and pushing themselves onto that 1-1 scoreline.
Now, those double digits, that is kind of like the mental turning point where you can definitely get the momentum going for yourself and feel good about your state in the game. But Michu is quickly there to shut all of that down. Fuzi, one of the key parts to Young Ninjas, taken out in this mid control, and JL is still there playing towards mid, trying to fight off any aggression that Young Ninjas can assert to try and retake that. Instead, Mad Lions, they will rotate off the issue. They're gonna move into this A bomb site. Borup already there from Palace, surely has conveyed some information over to his team that they can definitely make some work there. TMB left into this mid position from under as well, where he can move up into connector, create this split, create this flank, but he'll have to deal with CTR.
Yeah, ZTR is looking to be a thorn in the side of Mad Lions, but equally so is BQ. He's been really, really good so far in Mirage. 14-8, and he has found some very impactful kills. Can he do it again? He's still biding his time. His teammates are falling, but his trigger discipline is supreme. He's good for 2, gets but a little bit overwhelmed. Rolf and LNZ still in a very winnable position, especially with that nade doing such a big impact to Borup, but it will be, I think, to no avail, as LNZ with armor and no kit, no utility with this FAMAS could be going for some exits, which he will get. Gets the first onto the no armored player of Borup, upgrades his rifle to an AK, but I think he's going to be saving, and Mad Lions, they push themselves onto a 7th now.
Don't say that too loud yet. And see, was trying to see if we could fish for any information whatsoever. But Mad Lions playing it safe, not showing, realizing that in this situation, when you're just holding this side, just wait for LNC to make that move. He has to tap that bomb eventually if you don't show, and that's the point where you can just fend it off. LNC also realizes it, so he'll take that AK for himself. He'll grab that up. But that round could have been detrimental for Mad Lions. BQ playing from Ninja, playing really safe, waiting on the trigger discipline, getting quick kills, 2 to his name, to try and shut down this push of Mad Lions, but unable to convert it into a first, meaning that that side was pretty much taken over the moment that BQ fell to his demise. And Mad Lions, they do answer back. Off of the back of planting that bomb, off of the back of having enough money to invest in some weaponry and utility. They convert that round beautifully. They slow down Young Ninjas. They take away a bit of that momentum from them hitting double digits and having such a dominant T side. And now they have to look and really try and have a dominant T side of their own if they want to bring this series to a Mad Lions win. Again, this is the decider map. It's 1-1 in this best of 3 series. Both these teams are 0-1 in the main Swiss. So getting this win just puts you in this position where you have a comfortable 1-1 scoreline and you're not fighting for your life to get to playoffs.
I think you set it up very nicely there. And with a very slow round coming out from this Danish side, just taking the mid-control slowly now, and I think they're trying to take a leaf out of the Young Ninjas books, because Young Ninjas, they were so good on their T side with the mid-control, something that I was bringing up time and time again. They did it so fast pretty much every round, and they were catching the Mad Lion side off quite a lot of the time. And I think it's going to be somewhat of an A split, and that is a really nice first pick for Borup. In towards Palace, he is going to claim the first, and I think he's going to try claim the second. Not even him, but it will be JL and LNZ. The only player with an upgraded rifle in this round, trying to hold down the fort all by himself, isn't going to get any success. And Young Ninjas, they don't garner anything. It's only Rolf left alone with these dual Berettas. And Mad Lions, they're pretty much guaranteed a 9th now as well.
Yeah, Young Ninjas, they kind of had to force up into this one because their economy was just completely in shambles. And now the Mad Lions have diffused the situation here, with Young Ninjas trying to force buy into this one, not giving them the chance to pull another miracle round out of the bag of tricks that they've had up their sleeve so far. It means that, indeed, like you said, Mad Lions, they should be good to get towards the 9th round now. Oh, he could maybe get one. Nope, TMB spots it out, just turns around in time enough to see that one popping into his screen. And yeah, Mad Lions, they should be able to really close the gap here. There's no way that Young Ninjas can actually buy anything at all. USPs all across the board. And they have to stay on this 2k if they want to buy into the next round. So no sweat for Mad Lions here, unless Young Ninjas really make a miracle happen.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I have seen a lot of miracles happen, but in a lot lower tier of Counter-Strike. Not normally something like this. I think if I was watching ESEA Open, it would definitely be on the playing cards. However, it's not the case, because we are seeing 2 of the top teams, both these teams in the top 70 of the world. I think Mad Lions are 67, so they're just slightly ahead But this game, in theory, on paper, is dead even. The betting odds were equally very even. Both the teams are in a very similar situation. We see Young Ninjas having a recent edition of BQ, and then on the flip side of it, Mad Lions have as a recent edition of Buzz, just to stand in while SDY in Ukraine is just sorting out, you know, some of the problems he may be facing. And oh wait, first, what a nade from Borup. He is the grenade and utility god. Continuing his form he was having on Inferno, and he's going to grant Mad Lions a 9th, only losing one player, which is himself. But Young Ninjas, this is the round for them. This is a big swing round, because they win this, they're on to an 11th, and they keep their lead. They lose this, and it's tied 10-10. And Aero, this is such a pivotal round. Such a good game we've had so far, and I'm exuberant right now. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, Mad Lions calling the timeout here. They know that this round pretty much puts everything at stake for them to try and get this to a tie. And, well, we see him in screen right there. Borup, Nate King, who? Borup is in town, because this guy has done so much utility damage in Inferno together with TMB here on Mirage as well. Honestly, this guy's nade and utility usage has really been on point and has been a key factor in a lot of these rounds where you'd realistically think that Young Ninjas have a really good chance until they run into the dual nades of TMB and Borup, and they're just gone. Gone with the wind, just like that. Now, back to this round, like I said, Mad Lions, they called a timeout. They had to strategize for this, because this is such an important round for them. This is their chance to tie up the score, bring it to a 10-10, damage Young Ninjas, their economy even more, because they had to get down into the pockets until the very last penny to get even the slightest bit of utility and weaponry available to them. No ult for Fuzi. Just a couple of smokes and flashes is what they have to work with to try and fend off this Mad Lion squad.
So I think on the flip side of it, JL's been so good without the orb. He doesn't necessarily need to be running around and dominating with the big green. Whereas on the duality, Fuzi has. He's a player that I feel like when he doesn't have the orb, he struggles sometimes, and we've seen that come up and time in this series. But if you're a Swedish fan, that's not what you want to be hearing right now.
I mean, that's kind of the Alper's curse, right?
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see someone like JL who can dominate just as hard on the AWP as he can with an AK and vice versa. This guy has really shown us that, and so has Michu. Already good for one. BQ will be falling down as well. Oh, the wraparound from Fuzi. That's quite an interesting position. Has been able to sneak through window all the way into CT, but only good for one. Gets taken out. The bomb goes down. And I'm not too sure how Mad Lions actually left Fuzi unchecked. How they gave him so much room to work with.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was only one kill, so I don't feel like it's too much to write home about. And just really nice methodical play from Mad Lions. I was hyping up the Young Ninjas mid control, and we're talking about this, I think it was in the second round or the third round. I think it was the third round. Mad Lions, similar. Like, they're on a very opposite... like, they play their Mirage T-side, I feel like, very different to Young Ninjas. They've been going very slow, very methodical, working up through middle, hitting the bomb site late on, and when they hit the bomb site, there's not much utility for this Young Ninja side. And speaking about not much, really nice last kill from JL. He makes it so that Rolf is the only player surviving, and it's being somewhat shown in these Pinnacle odds. If you do want to head over to our partners over at Pinnacle, you can click on the banner below, and you can bet in all the in-play offerings for this game and any other game in the series, in the tournament. But make sure to bet in a fun and safe environment and when you can afford. And right now, 10-10, but the odds are very in favor of the Danish side.
And justifiably so, because Young Ninjas, like I said after that last round, right? This is the round
first kill,
that Mad Lions really have to win. Because the economy of Young Ninjas is just going to be in shambles again. And they had all the economy in the world for Mad Lions to hunt them down as well. Look at this. Buzzy's just holding W. Ooh, okay, Fuzi wins that out together with the teammate. Doing a lot of damage.
Wait, hold on a second. how are we in this situation? There's 2v2 now. Both players are coming from short. ZTR is booted up. Rolf is on the ground. He spotted out the first player. Flash is going to come in, allow Mihu to peek if he needs to. And oh my god, one player has been taken down. JL is now on 24 HP and he's going to get dropped as well. How have Young Ninjas won a round in this fashion? Rolf started it off and he's going to finish it off with ZTR. And that is absolutely astronomical. I have no idea how we've accumulated a round such as this. And the Swedes, they have taken the lead back for their own.
I think we found the weakness of Mad Lions.
What would that be?
By 1 rifle and 4 pistols.
Yeah, it's like, honestly,
This is the
I
4th
swear,
time.
Yeah.
This
And it
is
wasn't even Fuzi as well as time.
This is the 4th time this series that Young Ninjas have been able to make a round happen with a hero rival. Mad Lions overstepping the plate, overplaying their confidence, overplaying their cards into this round. And they get punished for it. They get caught left, right and center. They get the weapons onto the side of Young Ninjas. And now they have to try and fend off this fast rush, fast play from Mad Lions and the fake towards A. And look at that. Now they're out into apartments, trying to get out into this. The rotates of Young Ninjas finally coming through, but it might be too little too late as they're already bursted onto the site. LNC is still there though, together with Rolf. Fuzi is there now as well to join the fray in Bormer. He's felt the head presence of
1v5.
Fuzi. And now Michu. Well, I mean, 1v5, 0v5, you could better argue.
Man, this series is it's proving to show, like, we've had knife kills, we've had team kills, we've had people flying through the sky, we've just had everything you could possibly want for pushed into one series. Nordic CS is always a treat to watch, and especially when we've got a Nordic derby, it is proving to be more than sweet. And we see these unreal player cams as well. Big shout out to production, because we wouldn't be here without them. And it's very nice when you've got a kick-ass production team on the side with you. And I know Mr. Viper, who's our producer today, has had to put up with a lot of my issues in the past, mostly hardware and Wi-Fi. But today, don't want to touching wood, we've actually had a non-problematic broadcast.
Well, we couldn't really say that for Mad Lions at this stage, because they're definitely facing some issues. 2 rounds down. And not on their strong suit. They have Mirage, historically for them, a 35% win rate, as you've pointed out. They still have a lot to make up for here. Mid control has been gained. Team B is in this position where he can be a huge threat from connector. He has the smoke at top connector placed as well, so he can just push in here, wait for his team to execute. And look at this timing, look at this execution. Mad Lions, they're out onto the side, they're slowly creeping in. BQ hasn't been spotted yet together with Fuzi. Fuzi will try and duel JL, wins out the duel of the big greens. And now BQ gets to push through, spams through on the bomb planter as well, and CTR is there to shut down the rotate and the flank from connector as well.
Wait, bomb didn't even go down. I thought bomb at least went down. An arrow. We are in a very precarious state of your Mad Lions, and all of a sudden the odds have swung. Do you remember when the odds were a little bit in favor, but still in favor for Mad Lions? That is a very, very different story right now, and it is just Young Ninjas in the lead, both odds-wise and in score-wise, and that was an absolute wonderful reactionary set of CS being played out from Young Ninjas. I love how they took the first contact in CT with the ult from Fuzi, and then BQ had the lovely bit of reaction to swing out and solidify the round win with those 2 kills. CTR on the rotation, exuberant as always, but hold on a second. Mihu is here to play. He's torn the head of BQ. Fuzi with a miss AWP shot is going to allow Warp to bound onto this A bomb site, collect himself an A1S, and ZTR in towards middle is going to go empty-handedly. And this game, it just never ending. It always has something going, and now it's Mad Lions in a very, whatever you could even call this by, scraping the bottom of the barrel, could proclaim themselves 11.
Oh, Borup, this elevated position just on top of the smoke. Beautifully and good for one, allows the bomb to go down as well. It's only LNC and Fuzi left to try and retake this. But, I mean, at this point, they'll have to decide and back off. Just go for the exit frags. The economy of Young Ninjas it's not in the worst state, but also not in the best one. So hanging on to this all for Fuzi, hanging on to the M4 for LNC, definitely the better play here. And Mad Lions, they're happy to get away with a round to their name. They're happy to find these openings because they have so much work left to do to get themselves back into this. Young Ninjas still have a sizable lead. 13-11 will be the scoreline now. Only 3 rounds separates Young Ninjas from a 1-1 scoreline in the Pinnacle Cup main Swiss.
Man, I love CS, and sometimes these early games can be a bit struggling, but when we've got just the best CS on offer right now, right in front of us, what more could you want? And this game, will it be Mad Lions to complete the small little comeback, or will it be Young Ninjas to proclaim themselves the winner of this series? And oh my god, Fuzi, this is unreal. This boost, he isn't actually going to... I don't know if he's going to find a frag or not. There are 2 players that will walk into his crosshair, but will he actually hit the shot? Very hard angle to hit, but equally on the flip side of it, look at this LNC. They don't expect him to be hit. Hold on a second, that was very, very close from him. Mihu doesn't check his corners. Ropey little spray in the back, but it is Young Ninjas to find the man advantage. And oh my god, the stride of Mad Lions has been broken. BQ is pushed in towards ramp. He's going to hear the player of Bore up, and that is 2-man advantage in favor of Young Ninjas. The momentum, the game plan, everything has been tampered with, thrown out the window. The Danish side of Mad Lions is now in the dumpster. They don't know what to do with themselves. A minute left on the clock, and they're just heading towards this A bomb site. But BQ, he pushed towards ramp, and now he's pushing towards Palace. I love this aggression from him. It's absolutely relentless, and I think it's going to gift Young Ninjas a 14th. The XQ's coming in now. ZTR's going to be the first point of contact. I don't think he realizes a player coming in from Connector, but he doesn't matter because he finds the first head of Buzz. That is the bomb drop, and now it is just JLL left alone. He was so pivotal in the whole series, but not today. Nade drops him. The money of Mad Lions is still somewhat prominent. However, they are on the back foot. Young Ninjas, they pick up such a convincing 14th round, and that is wonderful. They grant Mad Lions a round, but as soon as they give it, they take it straight back.
And this is the most toughest position that Mad Lions could find themselves in, because they don't really have a loss bonus stacked up. They are forced to full buy into this to prevent Young Ninjas from getting to match point here. But if they lose this round, and if Young Ninjas get to match point right here, right now, you could almost argue that this series is over, because Mad Lions, unless they get a bomb down, unless they get at least 3 to 4 kills to their name, they're not gonna have the best buy going into this last round. The B-Rush, they try to make it happen, but Rolf and CTR are there to stop everything. Mad Lions are being dismantled left and right. The only one that's fallen so far is CTR. And that is it. Young Ninjas, they find match point. The economy of Mad Lions is in shambles. They can barely afford anything into this last round. Young Ninjas, surely this is the point where you take this series home and where you go 1-1 in the main Swiss.
Man, I would put money on the fact that everyone on Young Ninjas right now is using something from the MSI, one of our amazing partners, and the reason why we're able to host tournaments like this. That you can get anything from hardware to peripherals, whatever you want. They're a household name, and there's a reason for that, because they give you the highest quality of anything you want. And I can tell you for a fact, Young Ninjas, if they're using it, it's because if they're winning, it's because of the MSI gear. But the AXQ is going to be coming in, and there's only one player really here. BQ, he's dropped a very nice smoke to allow him with space to work with, and that space is almost going to grant him a first, which it doesn't actually grant him any kills. He does a lot of damage, but the nades do finish him off. So it is what we thought, and the bomb site's been completely relinquished by Young Ninjas. But the thing is, they have the utility to fight back Mad Lions, and that's what they're going to do. But hold on, hold my beer for a second, because Young Ninjas, they've lost another player. Make it 2, and how is this happening? The most unlikely round possible could be falling the way of Mad Lions, and it is just Fuzi, the most experienced player on this young side, has been having a pretty star-studded performance, but it's a bit of a tall order to ask for a 1v3, especially when you have 3 players wearing you down, and it is going to be Mad Lions surviving for at least one more round.
I mean, you say surviving for at least one more round, but this is the point where they have the chance to bring this to overtime, right? They had the worst buy possible. They managed by some miracle to make it work. To give the Young Ninjas a taste of their own medicine after losing to so many hero rounds from the side of Young Ninjas. Mad Lions now finally kick it back over to the Young Ninjas. Now Mad Lions have this full bug. Now they have all this utility, all these weapons. Fuzi gets flashed off of the issue as well, giving this mid control entirely to the side of Mad Lions, allowing them to set up the split going forward. Mad Lions, despite having 3 rounds to close, this has at least become a doable situation. CTR likes to argue that point though as he takes out TMB. But still, the control and the ground that Mad Lions have are working in their favor. And especially with Michu now in this position, gets into ladder room, smoke in window actually denies him any visibility, but still can go for this repeat, can deal with CTR. Now the split slowly being set up, Mad Lions being rotated over towards apartments. Borup has to come all the way over from A.
Oh, what a huge kill from Mihu. That is exactly what Mad Lions wanted, because it's given them a little bit of space to go for. They will just be exploding on towards this B bomb site. BQ, though, he catches off the short player, so it's just funneling through apps now. These last 3 players from this Danish roster are just going through, but it will find success, because Buzz and Borup, they tear open the bomb site hole. LNC alongside Rolf, they don't get anything going their way. And it's Mad Lions, as you said, if they need to get something going, this would be the time. They're going to secure themselves a 13th, and I think possibly a 14th as well. BQ is going to save this orb if he's allowed to, which I think he will be. There's going to be, I would assume, a save coming in next round. Young Ninjas, they have rounds to play with, so they don't need to force the issue just yet. So they probably will give Mad Lions a 14 for free and just play for round 30. The BQ is a bit of a sticky one. He catches off the first player towards connector, but Buzz will not be so forgiving. Mad Lions, they're on the 13. Young Ninjas' money is in a bit of shambles, and it's going to be a very close affair. Round 29 is about to be played off, and will we see a full 30 coming out?
I mean, LNC, Fuzi, and even Rolf can still buy up here. They can still get some M4s, get some Deagles in on CTR and Rolf. They can even have Rolf drop over a Deagle to BQ if they wanted to. Instead, BQ invested into a Tech 9 of his own. The armor is still there, right? They still have money to work with. We've seen Young Ninjas win out these hero M4 rounds. Despite that, they do have a little bit less of utility than they used to have in these kind of rounds. But the play for the Young Ninjas here is nice. The economy well spent. And you're completely right in saying that they still have the rounds to work with. That flash is beautiful though. Bush gets pushed out of ramp with the support of the flash from TMB. Borup doing what he can towards mid to catch up Rolf as well and finding that ground. Mihu all the way into CT. Deals with the window player as well. And now this bomb's already down. Young Ninjas are scattered across the map. And at this point, they'll just have to give up, pretty much. If you can bring these M4s and that AK on LNC into the next round, you have all the utility to buy up. You can even drop over to BQ, help him out a little bit as well, and you can go for the 16. Instead, the Young Ninjas are going to try this. Mihu, he falls down. Fuzi gets nearly the second.
No, the unfortunate timing. He could have been the player to be the thorn in the side of Mad Lions. However, LNC's done really well here because he's been taking out one player, and JL might die to the bomb. No, okay, a little bit too far. I got a little bit too ahead of myself there. But the money for Mad Lions is actually really not where you'd want it to be. The odds are actually come down quite a bit now. Still very much in favor of NIP. And like they were, I think, 1-25 a second ago. Now they're only 1-3. And you can head over to our partners over at Pinnacle by clicking the banner below. But round 30 is going to be commencing. Fast window smoke will be brought out. Mad Lions, they have all the utility they'd want. They have the AWP, and on the duality of it, so do Young Ninjas. They have what they'd want. Fuzi not choosing to spam the smoke just yet with his AWP. It's actually not choosing to do it at all. Very nice boost for JL. Will be giving him a lot of info towards connector. But yet again, the El Clasico from Mad Lions. It's a slow-paced, methodical mid-take. Let's see where they end up now.
Mad Lions, they have been playing these rounds quite slow, trying to find these openings, trying to the weak side of Young Ninjas. Fish for this information. And now with Buzz moving into under, this mid control is immense for the side of Mad Lions. Smoke's coming out as well towards jungle, towards top con. And they're gonna push out into this mid. They're gonna rush this connector. Borup and JL moving into ramp and palace as well. And look who is there waiting in the wings for Borup. BQ will be facing him. Borup not ready for it at all. That gets shots down. CTR there as well to deal with Buzz in mid. Eventually the Molotov does get his revenge. CTR gets treated to a little barbecue. But still, Mad Lions definitely at a disadvantage. Fuzi gets a nice tag up and has to try and stop JL from getting into the site with the op. But Michu, he is lurking up close. He's gonna swing right onto Fuzi, and that is Fuzi dead. Now Mad Lions have complete site control. This bomb's gonna go down. This is overtime on the line, and it's spelled out in giant letters. Mad Lions, they want to keep this one going. They want to stay alive. They're not ready to give up just yet. And Michu just confirms that right off the bat. LNC and BQ, they don't have a lot of time left to work with. And, well, it's not even LNC. There is only BQ left. He has been mollied off. Now he can finally go through. Spots out one, but still has to deal with 3 players on the side of Mad Lions. And
we're going to overtime, baby. I don't know if you noticed that towards the end, though, but BQ got Molotov so many times in towards Palace. Like, they were unable to, he was continuously unable to have any presence whatsoever. And oh my god, overtime was something that I never thought would be on the cards because I thought Young Ninjas were going to be taking it home a lot more comfortably than they were. But Mad Lions, they still have some fight in them. Mihu having a bit of a stormer, 26-22, topping the scoreboard for his team. On the flip side of it, Fuzi has been really impressing me so far with his AWP. Can he continue this momentum? To be honest, majority of players in this server right now have been impressing me. And Mad Lions, it's the same things they're doing right. They're playing methodical, and the Young Ninja side, they're anchoring a lot on towards these bomb sites. But the problem is, when it comes down to it, a lot of the time they actually lose those executes. Like, they're not necessarily very good at holding onto the site. And it has granted Mad Lions a 15th and granted them overtime. Best of 6. It's going to be first and 19. Or we're going to double overtime. It's going to be an execute yet again being pushed out. BQ dropping that smoke in front of him. Very nicely done. Allows him so much more space to work with. But the thing with Mad Lions, look at this. They've got players all over the map. TMB and Buzz are still in towards middle. The bomb's at ramp, but this is not a commit by any means.
There's still a minute left on the clock, and they're just baiting out so much utility away from the side of Young Ninjas.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I look at that. Buzz, the flank through mid, through connector, finally coming into fruition. Fuzi pay for it with his life, but the spray down from LNC is good. But his location known now as well, as CTR has fired his weapon as well. So they're very aware where they are, but despite that, it doesn't matter because Michu gets taken out by CTR. Now Buzz has to try and deal with this. The Molotov good to push him out straight into the crosshair of Buzz. And now it's only Rolf and LNC left to try and solve this, and they do just that. I cannot even finish that before they've already found 2. JL left on site with the bomb. They rotate through CT, looping around to find him. JL unaware of this. He's just gonna take him out. He is dead to rights. And that defuse is a fact as well. Young Ninjas, the first round of this overtime goes their way.
Man, I am so confused what is happening. These rounds, they're just so back and forth. I feel like I even never know what the outcome will be, but the outcome is a win for Young Ninjas. And if you do want something that has a little bit more of a secure outcome, you can head over to one of our partners over at AstraPay. They're an online payment service with very secure, easy withdrawal and deposit systems. You can pay in any local currency, and if you're worried about privacy, AstraPay is your one to go to. They're also accepted on thousands of online sites. Definitely the place to go for an online payment service, and it will be Young Ninjas trying to pick up an 11th here. However, a lot of damage being inflicted onto ZTR early on, but no kill will come with that.
Mad Lions are just back to their same old, playing it a bit slower. Trying to find this opening, trying to spot out the weak side of Young Ninjas here. Again, this mid control up for grabs. 4 players of the side of Mad Lions committed here already. CTR, he's going to get flashed off a connector as well. The Molotov's going to push him even further back. And it's so methodical of Mad Lions how they are able to find this control time and time again. TMB preparing to jump into window as well if needed. And look at this, this short's left completely open. The bomb's already rotated towards Apps. There's only 2 players on the side of Young Ninjas trying to hold on to this B bomb site. This could very well be a B execute here.
I think that could be right, yeah. This is very reminiscent of last round. They're kind of playing with their food a little bit, wrapping around towards middle. They find the window player and the rotation player, and all they're prodding and poking towards the fake, and it's the fake is working out because they're getting the kills. TMB, he's got towards a bomb site, but just like that, Rolf has realized it's all a ruse, but it's too late because it's Fuzi on his own. He knows TMB's in front of him. The jiggle is gonna wow, what a nice shot. Fuzi is going to get a first kill, but I think that's going to be all she wrote. And wonderful, spectacular, strategic play coming out from Mad Lions. It's going to garner them the first round in overtime, and they're going to do it with no survivors. Well, no one surviving on Young Ninjas, that is.
That was such a beautiful round from Mad Lions. Borup and Michu sold the fake towards A so incredibly well. The opening towards jungle to kick things off, then the utility being thrown out from Borup onto that A bomb site just prompts the rotates immediately. And not only that, TMB is there as well to support him, and they pick up so much kills off the back of that. Just look at this, TMB gets 2 to his name, Borup gets 1, and just by doing that, the rotate towards A is completely committed. Fuzi is sticking around. And speaking of Fuzi, he had a little bit of a bad aftertaste after that last round and wants to get rid of it. And he's taken JL to do just that. Oh, the utility being rained from above on top of TMB. Taking him down to 5 HP. Definitely not in a comfortable position. Luckily for Mad Lions, they can drop him the off, give him the position where he can play from the back, try and avoid any frontal confrontation that he'll have to get on these entries. And just play a bit safer.
Yeah, this is definitely a round poised to maybe go the way of this Young Ninja side, and it's going to be going back to the old trusty lever player, which is Mihu. Actually, that's a very strange choice to leave. Of all players, Mihu, your deady entry, and the one player you probably want running onto this bomb site alone, because you normally have TMB in that scenario, but because he's on 5 HP, I guess they're kind of trading positions a little bit. But Young Ninja, they've read him like a book. 3 players towards this A bomb site. Mihu's actually going to fight. Okay, I've eaten my words. Mihu, very nicely done, is going to find that first kill towards short. The execute's coming in. BQ, Rolf, everyone having some fun. Fuzi putting the nail in the coffin, and just leaving Buzz left alone in this 1v3. He gets the first kill, makes it a 1v2, but it will be Young Ninjas to solidify a 17th. They're going on to their T side, the side they actually had more success on with the round advantage. And oh, it's getting very close now. The Pinnacle odds are dead even. Either team is still in play. Mad Lions, they're on their favored side. Actually, wait, to be fair, both teams had a favored side on T side. It was the very duality of it, where I was saying how both teams, they favored the CT side and had quite abysmal win rates on the T side. And then just as I say that, both teams do better on their T side. So with this possibly last few rounds of the game, let's see who can pull out on front. An arrow. Mad Lions timeout. They're just going to sit there, contemplate, and just manifest what they're going to be doing in these next 2 rounds, because this is do or die. This is where the veterans come out to play.
I mean, I just want to go back to the last round. That defense from Young Ninjas was so solid. The team play coming out of that BQ from Sandwich catches off Borup to open things up. But at that point, he is in such a rough place that he was going to be overrun. Instantly, the flash comes out, giving BQ the room to swing out together with Rolf. They clean up the entirety of ramp. Only one stays alive on ramp on the side of Mad Lions, and Fuzi is then there to clean it up. It was such a great defense, so well played in terms of coordination, positioning, and teamwork from Young Ninjas, that if this is the way forward for them, if this is the way how they can play on their T-half as well here in this overtime, and if they're not gonna crumble under the pressure, then this could be huge. And LNC, he's already come up huge with the opening. Michu, it's the man of the hour to do it, but he is unable to amount to anything except for one. It's only BQ going down. Now finally Borup has joined the fray. Finally, the rest of his team is here to try and fend this one off. The bomb's actually been rotated off the side. Young Ninjas, they don't want to face this contest. They want to get that bomb down at least before they even think of contesting the CT side of Mad Lions further. As the rotate towards B is completely open. Borup now finally has a sixth sense that maybe they could rotate over towards this B bomb site, but still stuck in jungle, still stuck in window, waiting before that bomb actually goes down. And now retaking this B bomb site is going to be so difficult for them. Mad Lions, will they even consider trying to contest this? I mean, you kind of have to, you can, but it's going to be so hard for them to try and get anything done whatsoever.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy. And especially with Borup, like, they're going to hear where he's coming from as well. Fuzi does not miss those shots. Borup with a little bit of an elevation, doesn't matter. And it's just JL left alone. He hasn't had the dominant Mirage that you would expected. He was doing so well across the series. I think if I want to take, I'll take a look at his stats one final time that he was boasting on. Because I know on Inferno he was unreal, and then across, to be fair, across all maps right now he's 72 to 54. He definitely has been playing very well. On Inferno he went 30 to 15. That is an unbelievable scoreline. Even on Ancient, he was the only player on Mad Lions to go positive, 23 to 19. So he's definitely been the consistent rock in this Mad Lions side. However, I feel like he hasn't shown it as much on Mirage. And if there is ever a time to show it, it would be these possible last two rounds. NIP, they're on map and series point, and Mad Lions, they're on the chase now.
Yeah, this is really the do or die moment for Mad Lions to stay alive in this best of 3 series, in this overtime on the decider map that is Mirage. Mad Lions on their CT side have been able to show up some good holds, and there it is from TMB. Look at this, the dual AWP setup for Mad Lions actually coming out into play here. JL and TMB both wearing that big green. JL, he could drop down into under, deal with CTR. He has an idea that CTR could be there, but the timing is not right. CTR actually able to enter the smoke towards window, giving him all the room he needs to get into this top composition. The execute of Young Ninjas, as clear as it could be, crystal clear towards A, especially now that that flank through connector is set in place. That pincer move is gonna come out into play.
Question is, will it prove successful? Mihu throwing a nade, and he's standing in the flames, will not get anything for his trouble. ZTR, the flank, as you mentioned, does come into force. JL, though, he was a player that I was bashing as maybe not being as prolific on Mirage as he has been in previous maps. This is the round to step up. He's flashing himself through the smoke, is trying to dance around these flames, but he's only going to take a lot of damage. Bomb will be planted, and it's a 3-man retake for Mad Lions through CT. Fuzi's going to get flashed off the angle momentarily, but I think Young Ninjas, they're soon going to realize that because ZTR's had his head clean taken off. Fuzi's still alive and kicking, doesn't expect 2 players towards ticket. It is just Rolf for the map and the series. There are 2 players in front of him. The bomb is planted for him. He's going to spot the head of the first player, but smoke on the bomb will prove it to be extra so hard for him. He's running out of bullets as well. Bomb gets tapped, he reloads, doesn't get anything going, and he's only going to find the grave. Borup will get the defuse. And it is Mad Lions on a 17th, and a double OT could be on contention now.
Yeah, Borup coming up huge, honestly. 3 kills to his name. The last 3 players on the side of Young Ninjas, all taken out by him. Manages to defend Buzz on the defuse by dealing with Rolf and Connector as well. Fuzi, who was a bit of a pain and a thorn in the side of Mad Lions, also taken out by him. Big shout out to him, his team definitely happy with him. Cleaning house on that last round, and now 1 round is what separates Mad Lions from bringing this into second OT. Michu actually playing incredibly aggressive towards this mid. Good for 1, gets a retake going, but also a lot of damage onto BQ found. Means that Young Ninjas are put on the back foot. That early aggression, that early ground control that they want to take has been completely denied. And this is about the first round on the Young Ninjas T half that we do not see any mid control early on whatsoever. But it doesn't matter if LNC is already out of ramp and Borg's paid for it with his life. The nade does a lot of damage but was unable to swing out at the right timing to find LNC in return. Now finally tries his luck, but the shots are just not connecting. He's gonna be forced back. Finally the rescue is there of JL to try and slow things down. And Young Ninjas, they have to make a move on. They have to go before the rescue of TMB is going there.
Oh,
but
beautiful.
That is an insane shot from him. Pushes through, but CTR is there to shut things down. Left in a 2v2. The tension rises further.
Oh, what a deagle shot! And it's Fuzi left alone. He finds a tag onto the first player, trying to neutralize that first kill. He does. It's the Orb 1v1 for the map. Orb shots ringing left, right, center, and the dual Bretters. They tried to finish it off, but it's a deagle of JL to find the one dig. And baby, we're going to double overtime.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have any nails left. The muscles in my butt from all this clenching are so sore already. Mad Lions, they managed to hang on by a small thread, 18-18, double overtime. In the end, they pull it back, just like the series itself. This is just a continuous back and forth. Just two heavyweights in the boxing ring, exchanging blows back and forth. But no one refusing to go down just quite yet. Now we do have a little technical pause, and while we wait for an update on that, we actually need your help, guys. Because as avid watchers and viewers of the Pinnacle series, the Cup, the Winter series, you name it, we're actually having a short survey that we really need your help in filling out. And you can even get some skins or have the chance to win some skins by doing so, because we would really like your feedback on how we can improve these broadcasts, how we can improve these tournaments, and what better way than to have your feedback at home to do so. So definitely check down below the stream, head over there and give us your feedback.
Yeah, I mean, you can get some very tasty skins, and I know people might bash the Shadow Daggers, but for me, they are the home sweet home. I have a very big love for those knives. I don't know why people just really don't like it. It's like the crosshair shake, but I think they are rather sexy. And equally, this game is proving to be so good. It's nail-biting, it's intense. Everything you'd ever want in a CS match is here. We've had the dual Bretil Deagle fight for the last 1v1. Both of the AWPers pulled out their sidearms, and it was the one dig of JL to finish it off. And I know definitely Fuzi will be kicking himself, because I think it was literally, I'm watching it back, JL was on 26 HP. I think one more bullet, if it landed, would have neutralized him, and that is so unfortunate. Technical pause. I think one of the players might have just gone to toilet because I think on one of the cameras we just didn't see someone there. So that could be that could be the case.
I mean, fair enough. This series has been going on for quite a while.
What a series to start off the day.
I mean, it's a shame that we don't have the luxury as casters to leave our desk just like that, but luckily for them, the players, they do have the luxury after a while. You can understand this. Now, while we wait for it just a little bit more, we do want to give a big shout out to a couple of our partners. Of course, MSI, who doesn't know them, the household name of top quality peripherals, laptops, monitors, you name it. Don't think I even have to explain it. But as the players are back, so are we to get back into action. It's the second OT of Mirage, the decider map in this best of 3 series. Both these teams 0-1 in the main Swiss. And this game is going to decide who gets the comfortable position of being 1-1 at least and have a solid shot at playoffs, or who has to hang on for dear life on the 0-2 score. And look at the utility damage. JL and Michu completely obliterating BQ. CTR is trying to do what he can to get a retrade, but Mad Lions are just not going to give it to him.
Oh, I love this from Mad Lions. They're playing so disciplined. The Ninjas, they are raring onto the B bomb site, and ZTR is going to find the opening kill. He finally gets the retrade. Buzz and TMB alone still here, but Buzz, how is he allowing to be survive for so long? Players just jumping through the air. Boozy with the orb, pulled out his dual Bretters at one stage, but it's been TMB to find a 3k. Buzz finds one, and they just do not falter. Mad Lions, they pick up the first round of the double overtime, and that was such a nice hold from the Danish side. And sometimes you just gotta wish, just like, why couldn't we do that in regulation?
I mean, that's a very good question, but you know, you have your moments or you don't have them. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. But Mad Lions, they're definitely not ready to give up yet. 19-18, the first round of the second OT for them secured. And they're looking quite strong. They're definitely not ready to give up. They want to take this one home. TMB tries to find a duel with CTR, but look at this. The position of Michu is beautiful. Unfortunately, he's only good for one. Rolf and LNC are out already. And Mad Lions, they're being slowly dismantled. Rolf is just pushing forward, trying fight after fight and getting on top of it. Finally, Buzz gets to shut him down. But the utility keeps Mad Lions at bay.
Yeah, he's on the flank. This is round done and dusted. Young Ninja's going to pick themselves up in 19th. CTR not exposing him. He's really biding his time. Look at him. He's not even peeking out at all. He's so tentative, and that could be a factor to be in play. Of these are a younger team, the Young Ninja side. It's kind of in the name. And a play like this from GTR, like, he had the right play. He just didn't. It didn't feel like he had the confidence to execute it at some stages. But it is Young Ninjas picking themselves up in 19th. And if you want to be able to play like these players, you can head over to our glorious partners over at MSI. And you just mentioned them as well. Like, they're a household brand. I call them the dad brands of, like, you bring them up to your family, they know who they are. They have the best hardware, from peripherals, just everything you'd ever want. And especially their monitors. You were saying you have one of your own. They are pretty snazzy, and you can click on the banner below to head over to their website. Missed window smoke from Young Ninjas is going to cause a little bit of dust rup, but TMB, flash the smoke is only going to cause him pain. And that nade, speaking of pain, ZTR is on 3 HP. He's trying to evade the utility, but not doing so very effectively. Will finally survive with his life. And he's actually snuck through connector. He's gone through the cracks. I don't know if anyone's going to expect him here, but JL might catch him off guard. And ZTR, backhand, is going to, at the worst possible moment, grant his counterpart JL a frag. And Young Ninjas, they had him as the X factor in this round. They went, CTR, you go B, we go B, nice little play. But as soon as he dies, that just makes everything a little bit more perilous for this Swedish side, especially with this push from Borb. He's going to catch a mega timing of his own. And what a round this is.
I mean, the fact that CTR was able to snuck through, but then gets caught off by JL. That was the puzzle that Young Ninjas needed to execute onto B. The fact that he is actually now in a position where he's taken out, Young Ninjas is forced to rotate around. They cannot realistically go for this B execute again because Mad Lions, they were ready of it with that flank coming out from CTR. Now that they've spotted that out, Young Ninjas are forced with only 30 seconds left to get onto this A bomb site. But the entirety of Mad Lions is there now that Buzz is coming over as well. And now with utility raining down, they have to make this work. BQ and Fuzi, they do just that. The entirety of Mad Lions are fumbling. They're falling down to pieces. The cracks are found. Buzz trying to do what he can to salvage this one. He gets two to his own. The bomb has gone down, and now he has to deal with Rolf playing behind default. LNC is nowhere near this. If Buzz can find these isolated fights, he can take this one home. But unfortunately for him, he cannot hit the headshots needed, meaning that Young Ninjas bring it to 20-19. This overtime is just going back and forth, back and forth.
God, that was for a second there, I believed, bro. For a second, I was like, maybe Buzz wins that 1v, like 1v4, 1v3, and that was so well played from Young Ninjas. They cracked the code of the Mad Lions defense, and I think we both had the same inkling of there was no possible way that a bomb site was going to fall, but literally within seconds it fell, and Young Ninjas, They have the advantage, but yet again, we've seen it consistently in regulation. We've seen it consistently in overtime. Is this a T-sided map?
I mean, historically speaking, statistically speaking, definitely not for both these teams. Despite their T-side win rates, it appears to be so. And that's a great opening from Buzz. Pussy, the start layer, the key component to Young Ninjas, taken out already. Now LNC finally able to avenge his teammate and bring it back with Mad Lions. They have so much control towards this mid side. Buzz is still left in this position where he can deal with Connector, where he can deal with Window. The support and the retrade potential is there from Michu and JL as well. And now with this mid control, they can just set up a split. And who is very aware of this is already throwing out the utility to just buy enough time. To buy those couple of seconds where Mad Lions are just forced into making a play. Michu is now going to try and contest. Well, I say trying, he does just that.
Wait, it's forcing rotations. Hold on a second. Because of that kill, Mihu has he's forced BQ off the angle, so there's no one even to contest this A bomb site right now. 3v3 because Rolf picked up the kill on Mihu. Mihu's been lurking loads this map. It's been really weird to see because he's normally an entry by nature. BQ is going to try and survive. The flash from his teammate is not actually going to succeed with anything. But JL, what a shot! He flashes it. He peeks in before the flash. He doesn't care. He'll still tear off the head, and now it's a 1v1. We've seen JL in this position, but the roles are reversed. He jumps up on triple. His head gets spotted out, but Rolf is not going to find his success. The Lithuanian Orpa is going to clutch up the 1v1, forces it to 20 apiece, and this game is never ending, and I am in absolute awe right now. I think it's one, wait, what is it 1 or 2 rounds away for, is it first of 22?
Yeah, it is.
First 22. So,
2 rounds left.
2 rounds left. Could be a third overtime. We don't know. But JL, this man has been on fire the whole series. And he's continuing. I said in overtime he had to step up.
Look at that, by the way. Look
at
that. JL is juggling an AK and an AWP into that position where they can play this dual AWP setup but also have an AK to switch through for the moment they're actually going to entry onto this B bomb site, because that dual AWP towards and B execute, definitely not the point where you want to be. And on this OT, you have so much money to invest into things like this that you can just go for it. I really love this little play going out from Mad Lions, just bringing that extra firepower along whenever they need it, but have that dual AWP setup to find these openings towards mid, to maybe contest market as well if they do go for this apartments play, but also able to bring it over in case they do go for an A execute. It doesn't matter where they go, they always can bring this extra firepower alongside with them and have that ability to switch into the AK or a dual AWP setup whenever they please for whatever comes their way. Now, the second AWP has been dropped. They're switching to these AKs now. They're getting more in close range, and they have to deal with LNC. JL holding the angle, reads it perfectly, and now this B bomb site is going to be blown wide open. 2 into short, 2 into apartments, and that Molotov onto Rolf is reigning supreme. Borup again, the king of utility, making it work. JL wins out on the AWP duel, the big green shining bright for him. Bomb going down, and Mad Lions, this is surely their round. They get to 21-20.
I think this could be all she wrote for Young Ninjas. The nail in the coffin, potentially, for this young Swedish side. Mad Lions, such a dominant performance we've seen from them. I think that was at one stage when Young Ninjas, I think, were 15-11 up. The betting odds were like 1 to 25. And now we're at a stage where, if anything, Young Ninjas are on the back foot. We see LNZ actually picking up a AWP, not something you see every day. Fuzi's been so good on the AWP. Can his counterpart on his team provide much success? And it will be the first contact towards middle. TMB catching Fuzi off guard. You can get very blindsided while scoped in with that big green, and it's proving so. CTR so focused towards connector. I don't think he realizes that there's loads of players coming out of apartments. Hold on a second. Never mind. I was about to say BQ could have been the X factor in this round, but he's not going to find anything. It is just LNZ all on his own. I was talking about how him having an AWP is not too common. This would definitely be a time to make it a common denominator. He's looking for anything that'll offer him up. 1v3, he makes a lot of sound cues. Mihu knows exactly where he is, and he's going to shut him down. You can see the just absolute relief on Mad Lion's faces right there. They're all just so relieved and just a bit like, whew, finally, game's over. A very long best of 3. If I'm not mistaken, that was 3.5 hours. Very strenuous for all the players. And is that a clip on Mihu's shoulder? Either way, what a unbelievable series we have just witnessed.
Yeah, no, the sigh of relief on the faces of Mad Lions. I mean, even I left a little bit of a sigh of relief there because
just finally over.
This was such a long best of 3 series. But in the end, Mad Lions, they managed to pull ahead. They managed to get on top of this best of 3 series. And the double overtime eventually swings in their way. Honestly, they definitely fought their way into this, and it's well deserved. Now, what this does to the standings, of course, we spoke about this a couple of times, means that Mad Lions are in this comfortable 1-1 position where they can still contest this playoffs. Whereas Young Ninjas, if they want to make playoffs, they cannot drop a single game anymore. It's so rough being at this 0-2 stage in the main Swiss. It is definitely not good for your confidence, for your momentum in a tournament like this. So they definitely going to have to struggle their way through this if they want to have a chance of proceeding. But for now, we're gonna have to wrap this one up because we have another best of 3 series, of course, lined up after a short break. It will be Trick taking on SKADE. I'll be with you, but for now, I want to thank you for being on my side, Grammy Runner, and I hope to see all of you in a bit when we continue with the Pinnacle Cup 3.
Thank you.
Withdrawing with AstraPay is really simple. Go to your favorite site and choose AstraPay's withdrawal method. Then type the amount that you want to withdraw, type your mobile number, and click on the Confirm button. Now, enter your wallet with your usual credentials and your money is available in your wallet now. Decide if you want to extract money or buy on your favorite site. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
What's up, gamers? Welcome back to the Pinnacle Cup 3. We've had an exciting first 0-1 match. Now we've got another one on our hands. I've replaced the previous commentator on with my buddy Aori back again. Let's get into this really exciting game we've got here, Aori. What's coming up for us?
I mean, the Danish side of Tricked taking on SKADE. And this is a match we've talked about this. We're both really excited for this one. I mean, I thought Mad Lions was already exciting. That was one hell of a best of 3 series. But this best of 3 series right here, Tricked versus SKADE, this is one I've definitely been looking out for. I think both these teams are quite close together. Slightly favored towards SKADE, maybe. You could argue that. But the Danish side of Tricked, I always find it such a sight to see. Larsen, incredibly nice AWPer. The Danish side, especially on their home pick of Nuke, is just such a nice map. For them, I always love it when that happens. And you spoke about the 0-1 matches already. We can see both Tricked and SKADE currently 0-1, so another low match, as they like to say it in the main Swiss, coming up here. So definitely a lot at stake for both these teams.
Yeah, let's get into both these teams a little bit more. I mean, we know the SKADE roster as well, you know, top 20, they're in that sort of like area. It feels like they've not been on the best sort of form right now, this SKADE roster. They've lost 3 best of 3s in a row, yeah. So this is an awkward one for them, but it is against the Trick roster that we know, and they have won against them before. We'll talk about that later. Here's the SKADE roster. Everyone knows this roster, to be honest with you. I don't think we have to realistically introduce anyone because all these guys very good talents, so it's going to be exciting to see how they pull up on the server today, and if they're all fired up, it should be a good game for them.
I mean, if you don't know who any of these players are, get out of under your rock. Where have you been the past couple of months? The last half year at the very least. This roster should definitely be known to you. I'm especially excited to see Dennis Law. I honestly think he is such a consistent, phenomenal player, together with the support of Chips and Bubble, who's been able to really get a life for himself as well as of late. So a really solid roster, but on the other hand, we of course have the Danish roster that everyone should know as well, which is of course Tricked. Honestly, we do have one situation here that we really need to address.
Yeah, that's Rixo. He is in for Larsen in this match. Now Rixo is the Los Reyes player over on that squad. You know, fairly decent player, you'd like to think. So, you know, he's not going to be able to fit into the roles that Larson has, especially around towards that nuke map. But it's going to be interesting to see how they put him together in this whole roster. But, you know, you just exchange players. I mean, you all speak the same language. You're just not really changing much. So it's going to be an opportunity for Trick to see what they can do just with this extra stand. We don't know why Larson is out, but, you know, best wishes for him if there's any sort of, you know, a different case. But no, this matchup is going to be looking good. I think we should really try and see what the veto is going to be at some point, because we've got an interesting set of maps here for SKADE where...
Is it though? For SKADE?
Well,
yes,
thing is, yeah,
SKADE.
because they are majoritively better on a lot of these maps. Now, we're going to see the Ancient and Vertigo being banned out. That's fairly standard. Nuke being picked for Tricked. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, we expected that.
What a surprise.
Yeah, no, that's never not going to happen if they leave it in the map pool. Mirage here for SKADE, and then our last map, of course, is going to be Overpass. And I think the only real favourite here that Tricked are going to have in the map pool is this nuke pick.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the point why I said, is it really an interesting veto? We already know what Trick's going to do. That is, of course, if nuke is left open, you're going to pick up nuke. If you Trick, that is their home turf, their territory. Although, I do have to say, as of late, there have been a couple of times where Trick have really struggled on their nuke pick. We've casted one of those matches before, in the Pinnacle Winter Series, if I'm correct, where they nearly lost their own map of nuke. And it just hasn't really looked that clean as you're expected from the side of Trick. And now, especially with Larson missing in this roster, that they really rely on in these outside kind of plays, these heaven kind of plays, and even rotate him towards ramp at times, and just switch this all per round. This really comes down to how well does Rixo fit into this roster in that substitute position on nuke, whether this can actually be their map or not.
That's what I was going to mention previously beforehand, is because, like, the Tricked rely a lot on their T side to get themselves momentum on nuke. It is very reliant on this heavy sort of outside play, this outside lurk, and if that gets shut down, yeah, it does feel like if that isn't there, there's not really much of a chance for Tricked in nuke. And we have seen it beforehand where, you know, when they do get shut down towards outside, when there isn't any option for them to create pressure towards that part of the map, a set execute does start to fall apart. So it'll be interesting to see how they just adapt around it.
Yeah, and I think that is like the biggest point, right? Iceberg has been this player on this roster, especially on nuke, where he's always lurking, getting himself in the backs of that entire CT site. And if he's not there, then Trick really starts to struggle. But it's time to find out how Rixo fits into this roster, if Iceberg can find these flanks, can find these elevated positions, because we are headed into the first game of this best of 3 series, brought to you by Pinnacle. You can see the odds right in your screen. Definitely not in favor for Trick, and if you want to get into that action, pinnacle.com/welcome. Use the code CUP22. We are live, game 1. Take it away.
And we're fast towards outside. Nice opening by Prime. Dennis Lot's just trying to tap away, but not gonna meet his maker there. Dropping down. A nice quick tap for Dreamer. So how do they alleviate the pressure going towards this outside position? They drop towards lower. And look who is really far out towards that Iceberg. Nice quick tap. Just now brings the opportunity for Trick to get that bomb down towards B. Rixo's going aggressive. Oh, this could get dicey really quickly.
And this is the recipe, right, of Trick bringing Iceberg in that position. Now Rixo joining the fray as well. And the entirety of SKADE just get dismantled like it's nothing. And this is what we spoke about, what I briefly touched on. Iceberg is this player that will aggressively lurk, get in your face, get behind you, catch you off guard, and create such a big opening for the rest of Trick to just pull the trigger, get into these advantageous positions. And at that point, SKADE, they're just being thrown all over the map. They're just being toyed with like this. If this is the way forward for Trick, if Iceberg can bring this to the table, they are not even going to miss Larson.
Oh god, it's very fast towards the bomb site, isn't it? Oh, nice Deagle shot. And Elevated gets another as well. So, with the AKs in hand, it is a bit of an awkward one. These Deagles are just making ends meet on this one. Iceberg is alone. A 1v4 required of him. Never mind. SKADE answer right back right here and now. Like, that is a confident answer back.
Yeah, especially from Dreamer, just playing on top of hub with the Deagle, gets 2 to his name. just shuts it down entirely, gives enough time for SKADE to get into position to deal with the rest of the side of Tricked. Just a really good answer to such a fast round from Tricked, and honestly, this is also a point where Tricked really like to do, right? They really like to go for these accelerated plays where they just burst out into the open, switch up the tempo, and I feel like SKADE have definitely done their homework because there is so much information available about how Tricked like to play Nuke that you can prepare really well for it. And I think this second round is a testament to SKADE doing their homework, as Ships and Bubble are shutting the outside play down as well. Rixo now finally able to answer back to his own, but the momentum is gained completely for SKADE. Tricks are being shut down, and it's all in the favor of SKADE.
Yeah, and the Deagle shots are gonna go amiss. It is Rixo, the standing alone, a 1v4. And I like how you pointed out the fact that Tricked at some point often pick up the pace. This is a lot earlier that Tricked pick up the pace than we've seen before. Like, they've actually come out really explosive off the bat in these first 2 rounds. We actually haven't seen that before the times we casted them, so they're surprising us a little bit, and Rixo can't adjust towards Rainwaker. So SKADE, they managed to just slow down the AKs and brought up Deagles, and now it does put Tricked in this opportunity of just having to save. It should be a 3-3 for SKADE.
Yeah, no, it should for sure, and I mean, it's a good thing that you pointed out, because indeed, Trick usually take a couple of rounds where they go for the bit slower setups, where they get Iceberg in a flank position, where they try to loop him around. This time around, they go for that second round push, but the fact that SKADE does have the information about how Trick like to play, you always have this in the back of your mind, right? That this team can just go for a fast execute whenever they want to, whenever they feel like it, they will just go for it. So SKADE, they always have this in the back of their mind. They were completely ready for it. Trick get punished, and now they're in this position because of SKADE being able to punish that fast play, that they can force Trick really far behind on their T side, get 3 rounds of their own in the back before Trick can start testing this one again. So a really solid start for SKADE to their CT half. Sure, could have been a little bit better. It also could have been a lot worse.
I'm just looking outside, but it's a lovely day outside in the UK. It's very sunny. It's very. Hold on, let me check the temperature. I want to see the temperature.
Well, I guess that's more rare for you than for us here in the Netherlands.
16 degrees, mate. This is incredible. I'm commentating Counter-Strike.
It's nothing better like that, right?
Oh, we love it. We love it. And they're just loving the cleanup right now. These Glocks aren't going to amount to anything. That's the standard, and it's a good thing that SKADE keep 5 alive here. I'm going to predict that already. There we go. Just call me a prophet. That's my nickname now. That is my nickname. Hey, look, I'm good at reading here.
I mean, I think you're more known for your curses than for your predictions, but we'll leave that for another time. Right now, SKADE 3-2-1, and now Trick finally have the money to buy themselves back into this one. The utility is there, the AKs are there, everything that they need to start contesting the SKADE roster is there. Now the real question is how they want to play this one out. Of course, Iceberg already again towards his outside position. Wants to get behind the roster of SKADE. They want to get this aggressive lurk going for him.
Yeah, but look at how they're playing outside, right? Main and Garage. They're putting 2 dedicated players almost to try and stop this lurk around, so decent attempt at a shutdown. No contact being made. Rainwaker's just holding out the smoke just in case. Just a cautious idea on how to rotate here for SKADE. They're just really confused on where to go, it seems like, with how Dennis Law is just trying to rotate around.
I mean, it's hard to read Tricks at times because they have so many ways and strategies to enter a site. Now, of course, with the fact that it's Rixo instead of Larson, some of their playbooks probably gone out of the window because they haven't maybe practiced it as much. And that elevated position just shuts down Iceberg. And that is about the biggest piece of the puzzle for Trick that they have for these plays.
Yeah.
Despite committing the smokes, Iceberg gets punished by ships. That elevated position, like you pointed out, it's so well put together by SKADE. It's really focused towards shutting down the outside control that Trick have. And that is usually the way where Trick find their success. Dearie me, Dennis Law is coming alive into this one as well.
Yeah, they're just walking into the scope, and Quez is going to walk into the crosshair of ships. There is no way Rixo should be back into this one. Yeah, can't quite just hit the body of ships. So, nice round 4 there. Nice shutdown by Dennis Law on ramp as they walk into his crosshair. Yeah, those smokes actually thrown out towards outside were just to set up Iceberg. So ahead of the play were SKADE, and it just sort of falls apart on the round. And I was talking about this in the pre-game. If Iceberg isn't around towards outside, they're just going to start to crumble. And what happened? They crumbled over towards ramp. 4-1 now for SKADE. They are looking fairly decent. We're going to bring Trick down to the pistols, a little bit of armor, some utility. We could end up going fast here, or I think it's going to happen again. Bubble. He's going to spray them down, maybe. He's blind off the angle, but hosting Dennis Law up from heaven to find one with the scope. Rena's going to be caught off guard, on sight rather, with the Tech 9, and well, the AWP, good for one more, not anything else, but it is going to be slowly shut down because Rainmaker reclaims the position that was lost. SKADE take their 5th.
And the toughest part there for Trick was the fact that despite finding these opening kills, they weren't really able to secure the weapons to get those into play, secure those for themselves to actually start contesting the site, giving Rainmaker and Bubble just a really advantageous fight there. Despite that, though, SKADE, their boxers might be a bit brown. Because that was definitely a scary position to be in. Trick, they nearly win out the eco. SKADE do call the timeout here. Maybe need a little bit of a breather. Also want to talk about the fact that Trick, of course, now are able to buy back into this. They need to figure out how Trick is going to set up this. I think it's very straightforward, though. I think the one thing you can always expect out of Trick is they will try and contest you on this outside time and time again. And only if it hasn't worked out a couple of times in a row and they really can't get into it, they'll try other things like going for a 5-man ramp execute. Or maybe just trying to rush that A side directly. So, don't think SKADE should be too flustered about what Trick is going to do here. And you can already see that Iceberg's already moving again for his outside. This time around, early smokes coming out. They really want to get Iceberg into the secret position. Nate's going to do a little bit of chip damage. Oh, and there is Dennis Law's AWP finishing him off as well. And again, the threat of Iceberg is being dealt with so well by SKADE.
Yeah, now they have to position themselves over towards ramp without that threat of the split. Dennis Law's just everywhere, man. Like, they can't get rid of him. Behind the orange box now. Molotov doesn't quite force him out. Executes a smoke so he can play around it. Doesn't hit the flick down. Actually, never mind. Tags Rixo down to 21, but the headshot is just as deadly. And I think that's all she wrote for this round. I don't see Prime in a situation where we can win this one out. So, SKADE are looking good. The one thing I want to see right now is Trick send someone fast over towards main and into main. They're allowing SKADE to set up right now, put themselves into positions where they can deal with any sort of pressure towards outside in the mid round. So, get this fast presence towards outside from Silo and then dropping down on towards main and try and split through that way. Because whenever they've tried a split, they've just sort of sent someone over towards red and wider that way, not just directly trying to force the issue. So let's see what Trick do off the back of this timeout. They've got the pistols, they've got the armor, they've got some utility. We could see something faster.
Oh no, for sure. I think this is going to be a fast ramp play. That is something that Trick often divert to after their normal executes that they like to play have kind of failed. Now, they know that Dennis Law has majorly played towards this ramp position with the AWP if there's no outside contest. So, these Tech 9s can very well deal with the AWP of Dennis Law if he decides to play towards this ramp position.
So Iceberg's outside again, yet he is alone. Not anymore. They're going for this fast silo to main plate. Doesn't look like it right now. Nade is going to do the tiniest bit of damage, so nothing impactful. Prime, he's on top of main. He is also about to play ships too. Catches him looking the wrong way. Still 2 for him. Could get the 3rd here because Iceberg is way too far away to make that Tech 9 work with anything. And in the meantime, Quez has slipped by alongside his Rixo teammate on ramp. But it is
okay, Rainmaker?
Just fall apart. Rainmaker just playing deathmatch at that point. SKADE are really looking dominant here.
Okay, that flick onto Quest was kind of insane, despite it being pistols.
Crisp and clean, as they would say.
I hate you.
That's not nice. Like, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't say that.
Oh, dude. First the Ronaldo joke when we were casting Trick.
Hey, look.
It was against Isuba.
Isuba Gamer Legion.
There
That
it
was
is.
Gamer Legion, mate.
Oh, that was Gamer Legion, actually. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, never mind. Anyways, that was not the point, though.
Just
First
showing the
Ronaldo
fact that you're
joke, now
25,
the
mate.
fun.
with your memory.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That and a nice Friday night doesn't help out either. But here we go then. SKADE 7-1. Trick, they are struggling so much getting anything done. SKADE, they've done their homework. They know how to deal with Iceberg. They know the textbook gameplay of Trick playing for this outside. They have so much different angles as well that they allow Ships and Dreamer to play for to even hold this one off. But these kind of smokes we haven't seen before from Trick. Now Ships is actually smoked off entirely from Mirage. Trick, they can go into this entirely. Oh,
That's
but the
right.
damage from Ships, that's so good.
I think Bubble might have heard some of the damage here, so it could be confirmed, but not confirmed on how much they've done. So Iceberg is down towards the double doors. Rainwaker, this is on timing and how he's able to reposition, but the smoke allows him to do so cleanly. Down towards vents. This could be a pop over towards this B bomb site. They're still playing it slow. Do they want to reclaim double doors? The answer's yes. And Iceberg, dead to rights. So any sort of pressure alleviated, especially by Rainwaker. Bubble can't quite hit his shot, but still elevated above. It's Rainwaker and Dreamer combining. And Quez is left alone, Aori. What can he do here?
Well, I think the answer is not much, and Dreamer confirms just that. And hey, it's just all falling apart, and this just spells doom and gloom for Trick, because this is their map, right? And usually it is, especially their T side, where Tricks are so dominant on this nuke map. This is where they find so much success, mainly off of the back of Iceberg. Iceberg has been and will always be the most crucial factor to this lineup when it comes to T-side nuke. Because he has been the player that opens up these flanks, that opens up these pincer setups, where their enemy is usually just surgically being
Another fast
mental.
play? Another fast play! Ship says, no thank you, you're not coming into my A-bomb site. And Kier is trying to just reclaim the property. The landlord of SKADE. It's an eviction notice. Get out of my server.
Look at the economy of SKADE as well.
Oh, they are banking, bro. Like they've got money. Like serious money, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to call them real estate agents at this point in time. They are definitely not scrapped for cash, and well, Rixo, he's just left in an awkward minute.
Rixo 1v5? Anybody? Anybody wanna chime in with that? Hedge your bets, ladies and gentlemen, because he could have got a first. The TTs might be spotted. Dreamer. He's gonna shut him down. SKADE 9-1. This is a dominant performance, I say, with bated breath.
Oh, I mean, I think even that is an understatement. I don't think even the word dominant covers what this matchup is right now for SKADE. Despite the only time Trix has actually been able to do something was their pistol, and from then on out, it's been the SKADE story all over this first map. This is just not something we expected. Now, can we finally see Iceberg get into a position where he's been able to cross outside into secret?
Maybe. Looks like he wants to go past the smoke to assist Kier, who does open up this A-bomb site nicely. And in response, Stanislaw drops down. He's now on the back side with the AWP scope, and Ships has taken over heaven. He sort of reclaimed position towards outside. Now Rainmaker has the opportunity to drop the bomb right in front of him. Yes, sir. That's going to be an awkward one to try and claim back. And yeah, Rainmaker does make it awkward. The opening from Kier, and it all falls apart just on the lack of the bomb control. This is over for this round, unless primed as a 1v4, and I'm going to keep saying someone's going to do a 1vx at some point.
I mean, that is about the only saving grace right now to turn the momentum around, but Dennis Law, he is just too good on the AWP.
It's pretty sick at the game, right?
He's going to miss a shot. He is.
Yeah.
But that's what I said in our pre-game analysis as well, right? I always enjoy watching Dennis Law play. He is such a consistent operator. He is always... I feel like he is pretty much the backbone of the SKADE roster.
He is everywhere as well with the AWP. Like, he's everywhere. That's so frustrating to play against.
Often rounds, you just see him rotating in at least 3 different angles in one round. First he deals outside with Iceberg, then he moves to ramp, and then he moves to heaven. For example, he's done this in, I think it was round number 4. And he is just everywhere on the map, and that makes it very unpredictable for Trick to try and get any executes done. And I think the biggest problem right now is that Trick are still trying to bank too much on their own playbook. But it's clear, more than clear, that SKADE know their standard playbook. They know how Trick wants to play. They know how heavily they rely on these flanks of Iceberg. And this is the point where, as Trick, it's already too late. You should have done this earlier, but you have to say, we need to change our game plan. We need to start doing things that SKADE haven't really seen us doing before, or that we usually don't do. Go for a 5-man fast ramp.
Ooh.
Catch this Rainwaker or Dennis Law, whoever is holding that ramp off guard.
Ships is doing the same thing again. Oh, it could have had the same results. They're going to push through. Dreamer caught off guard, and as Bubble comes up the fence, he has been eliminated. Maybe now's the time they find a round here. This Trick squad and Iceberg maybe just confirms it, as Dennis Law is going to struggle to escape. Iceberg is just around them. Good impact there from Iceberg. Dennis Law. They've got Bank, but he wants to save this AWP, maybe just to make ends meet, or he's going to try and pad the stats a little bit more. As Rixo finally decides he's going to shut him out the round. So 10-2 for SKADE. Trick to pick up a round off the back of fast outside plays in the mid-round.
Yeah, and I mean the smoke lineup, giving them the option to just go into main, gave Prime the perfect setup to open up that A bomb site. And I think that is something that SKADE just didn't expect, right? Every time these outside smokes go out, it's either to set up Iceberg going into Garage, the rest of the team heading either towards main, or then moving into Secret. This time around, you can see Prime just pushing through the smokes, get into main, get that position, find the openings, and then you still have Iceberg in this Garage position. That's just dealing with the remainders of SKADE. So, a bit of a change of pace, a bit of a change of plans here from Trick. Exactly what I was asking them to do at the start of that round, and you can exactly see why that is. Because the moment Trick deviate from their standard playbook, from their standard textbook gameplay that they like to do on Nuke, you see that SKADE start to guess a little bit on what's going on. Suddenly, their focus switches away from Iceberg, who then gets to open up the map, gets to solidify the round for Trick. And that is what Trick really need to continue doing if they want to have a chance of taking this map home. It's 10-2. That is a devastating score.
We haven't seen this one before. Dennis Law is in Secret. This is going to be deadly if he's allowed to stay here. But never mind, it's an execute again, the exact same round and the exact same results. Maybe Ships is trying to save the day, and he's managed to find 2. Drops down because the bomb is in his control, and Prime seems to be aware of it. There is still some help from the heavens, and well, there it is. Rixo 1v2. Dennis Law spotted, trying to jump around, trying to bait out the shots. The pistol pulled out, and well, Ships has saved the day. 4 kills in the round for him. Lovely play.
Lovely play indeed, and Dennis Law having that position in Secret as well. That's going to be scary for the next rounds when Iceberg tries to get into that position again. If they continue pulling that one off, because I don't think they have any idea that Dennis Law was even there. So SKADE can just pull the same play again with sending Dennis Law into that Secret position. Having him there also allowed him to just get into A main, close in onto Rixo, close in onto Prime,